Yo, what is going on, y'all? Welcome to the stream. I'm currently trying to figure something out right now, but we are here covering another community tournament. Here, let me move my mic closer. How do I join this tournament? It was invite only, but just a community-led tournament. SIGYN is hosting it, and they've hosted one in the past, the Tier 9 Summer Smash. We're back with the Tier 8, or they hosted the Tier 9 Winter Bash, and this is the Tier 8 Summer Smash. I was just in a training room, and it seems to no longer exist. Let me double check why that is. Okay. Yeah, room it down. Okay, we're good. But yeah, so this is a community tournament hosted by SIGYN. They've got a 8-team bracket. It was an invitational based thing, so it wasn't a public open thing. It was invite only, I believe. And they've got 8 teams that are competing for 22,500 gold, I believe. Let me go ahead and pull up the bracket right here, which has all of the info. So yeah, Tier 8 Summer Smash, organized by SIGYN League, led by Copenhagen Destroyer. 8 teams. We got Kraken, Y-Wing, X-Wing, Ccrs, Prevail, Lux, SIGYN, and EXE. It's an 8-team tournament double bracket or double elimination bracket. He says hello, chat as well. I guess I can turn my webcam on in this scene. Sometimes I remove it, but I can put it on. And yeah, today we're going to be covering a few sets. We haven't exactly determined how long it's going to go, which sets are going to be covered today and which ones are going to be saved for tomorrow, but it'll just be a 2-day thing, so we'll have it today, starting in a couple minutes, and then again at 8:30 tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern tomorrow. Oh, hello, thank you for the sub on YouTube, Alex. I should probably mute alerts again for this tournament. So yeah, let's do that. But yeah, double elimination bracket, a new training room should probably up shortly. We're going to start off with SIGYN versus EXE. I was just in a training room, but it disappeared, so hopefully we'll get the new one up soon. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is go to just chatting so I can hide all this stuff and get in there if I can find it. Okay, we're good. We've got the room up. They recreated it with the same password. Yeah, there were some tech difficulties. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Cool. So that's going to be starting up shortly. SIGYN versus EXE is going to be the first match, and then we'll bounce around today. Again, it's not entirely clear how long today will go and what the cutoff is before tomorrow, but tomorrow will probably be like either top 4 or top 3. So this stream might be a couple hours long. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure. What's up, Massivo, Trath, and Shep? Welcome, y'all. Good to have you in here. Now, really quickly, I need to check something else on YouTube while we wait for everything to get set up. So I will go ahead and ready up. Where's the room? Did the room disappear again? More tech difficulties, it appears. I was in the room and now it's gone. Don't know what's up with that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so the way that it's priced, it's funded by Wargaming actually, so they have agreed to provide pricing, and it's going to be 2,500 gold per player on the team. So if every team has 9 players, that's 22,500 gold, because it's the amount per player times 9. And that's pretty much all the info of the tournament. Pickle, what's up? Thomas, Davey, Saved by Grace, welcome all of you. Cheating is fun. What does cheating have to do with this? This is not a cheating stream. What's up, Sliver? I'm in my living room. Yes, back to the room. No tank today. I'm not seeing the room. Yeah, so one of the refs is having technical difficulties every time he makes the room, so the other ref is making it. That is fine. That is fine. I just... need to be in it. You'll just keep refreshing, I suppose, and scrolling to see if the room is up. But I still don't see it. Sleeps on community tournament for the 90,000th time. I'm not sure if they were invited or not. It was invitation only. Yeah, a little awkward start to the stream, but that's okay. Not a big deal. What's the password now? Invalid password. Oh, it's a new password, okay. Alright, we're in. Let's hope this works. Fix the volume because you're pretty far. Shouldn't be pretty far. My mic should be okay. Maybe turn it up. Edit the invite list. I didn't organize, so I can't do that. What's up, Every? Long time. Hope you're good. Making your return to Blitz or just stopping by? Alright, we're just waiting for the teams to be set. Alright, and it seems that people are getting in. You see some interesting meta tanks, actually. That's something I probably could have talked about. Is I was curious to see what the tier 8 meta is going to be. My expectation was like Carnarvon, 53 TP, SMV, that sort of thing. But we're seeing a little different. I mean, some of the tanks I expected as well, and we'll show them in just a second here. Actually, I don't know if it's worth showing the training room before everyone's all readied up or not. But we're seeing, yeah, some very interesting tanks. Now, the teams that are going to be playing this first set are SIGYN and EXE, as previously described. So SIGYN, the team that, or the clan that's organizing it, also has a team, although there is no overlap there. So the organizer, Copenhagen, has made sure to keep all like the SIGYN players in the tournament away from the involvement with the actual tournament itself. So, you know, they're not trying to rig anything. And they actually asked me to help seed the team, so I did some of the seeding for the brackets. It wasn't like a subjective thing at all, like I just used a formula and seeded them that way, but it was kind of more along the lines of trying to make sure that it was fair seeding and not just like really boring based on win rate and easy to rig and that sort of thing, but more, you know, a little bit more thoughtful. We can go ahead and probably show the training room now. So I will go ahead and do that. These are the teams that we've got. SIGYN on the left and EXE on the right. There's that one the counter is not quite working correctly because it's not like in a regular tournament where there's a countdown. But we'll just leave it in, doesn't really matter too much. Maybe I can remember where it is and disable it. Is it in here? No, is it in here? It's somewhere in there. It's this. Okay, we can just turn that off for now. But yeah, we're seeing some interesting tanks. I'm not surprised to see the 53 TP. But we're seeing a Swindler in a 252U, which don't have the best guns in my opinion. So I'm curious to see how they use it. a FE301 for EXE, which I'm not surprised about. Shark, which I know is a good tank, but wasn't expecting to see it being used over something like a Carnarvon. But we're actually going to be getting right into game 1 here, which is on Black Goldville. I'm not going to be running the map intro and stuff like that, just because there really wasn't any time to do it ahead of time, and I don't want to miss the first parts of these games here. The opening can be interesting, especially on this map, actually, because you can blind fire. I don't know if either of the teams are going to be blind firing each other here. Actually, it looks like, yeah, EXE is going to try a couple blind fires. So I would have missed that, yeah. But here we are, guys. This is the first set. It's a best of 3, I believe, so it's just the first team to 2 wins. Yeah, Emils and Shark on SIGYN, and not tanks I was expecting to see. FE301, which I would argue is the best light tank at tier 8 right now. Not surprised to see it. It's got very good DPM and good pen as well. A very good combination of both of those things, which means that when you've got good pen, you can afford to run Rammer, which in turn increases your DPM even more. Now, Goshira did take an early hit there, and Saul taking an early hit as well, double tapped from the Emil and the Shark. And actually cap lead is in favor of SIGYN as well, so they put in a few nice shots, including one into the light tank for EXE. As well as having that early cap lead will be nice, and when you're on the C side of the map, you have easier control of B. It's not going to be very clear how EXE stops the B cap here, and they will take A for their own, but the cap lead is only going to continue to grow for SIGYN here. And again, having that light tank bleed really useful. That tank doesn't have very many hit points, so whenever you're able to chip some off, it just makes it even easier for your team to get the kill. 956 HP could be a 2-tap if the 53 TPs roll high and use their tungsten, which would be available. Now Goshira might push in here and run into MPCE there. Doesn't actually run into him there. Got a little lucky that he didn't drive close enough to get proxy spotted, but EXE is going to go directly in here for this push. Goshira will get proxy spotted now, but the bigger action is going to be right here. Look at Saul driving right behind the SIGYN League. Lycotis is getting focused down pretty nicely. Will go down first. Right now, EXE more concerned about putting damage in there. NPCE 72 Scouts going to join the fight. Herculean from behind. Goshira is just going to farm, though. And 2 quick kills for EXE. They're going to focus down Captain Ricochet next, missing a couple shots, though. And no kills yet for SIGYN. Their Swindler is still kind of farming from behind. They do get their first kill in Luis here, but unfortunately this seems to be a little bit too late for them. It is a 6v3. Herculean hanging back all the way over here. And I don't know. What is that gun on that tank? That's not the right gun, is it? It's an auto reloader that he's using? I don't know. The reload is taking forever, it seems. And yeah, unfortunately for SIGYN, they do drop this first game. Very nice push from EXE. Got good kills. Had lots of alpha damage. Able to secure those kills. Okay, and the tank's reloading now, and it does seem to have a reserve shell mechanic, I guess, the Swindler, with that particular gun. Maybe not using the max one, but wasn't really able to be effective. The FE301 for EXE, though, farming really nicely. Didn't see who did the most damage, but in general, EXE had a very nice push there. They got early kills, and even though SIGYN had good bleeds in the opening game, they weren't really all centralized and ready for that push. Saul on top, Goshira second. Yeah, really good stuff from the EXE team with that push. SIGYN had a good opening, just couldn't hold on to that advantage. And struggled to get kills as well. So, game 1 will go to EXE, and I believe this is just a best of 3, so this next game could determine it. I don't know what the tiebreaker map's going to be, if it's just going to be Black Goldville again or something else. But Ref will need to swap spawns and everything. And yeah. What's up, McStabino? Pickle here is talking cheap chat, thank you. Top Gun, Ben. Who you think is gonna win? Hard to say, hard to say. All these teams are pretty similar in skill. There aren't any like crazy top 8 teams, I think, in this roster. It's all like very similar skilled teams, I would say. I seeded the Kraken team as number 1, but I wouldn't say that means that they have, you know, they're the favorites, because they're all pretty similar. They just happen to have the highest win rate players. We're actually all ready here for game number 2. I didn't see if spawns swapped, but if they did, then we're good to go. Yeah, I think they did, actually. I think we're fine. Quite a delay. Yeah, 4-minute delay. If there were no delay, then the teammates such as yourself would be able to see the game from above and, you know, be able to watch what's going on. Yeah, you'd be able to watch the game from above and be able to relay real-time information to your teammates that otherwise they would not have if they hadn't watched the stream. So that's why there is delay. Not shocked to see a Swindler. I don't think that tank is that good. I really don't. What's up, Sneaky? Rangi? Long time Rangi. Hope you're good, brother. Yeah, Swindler is, in my opinion, not the best tank. Alright, well, I think we're just waiting here on Techno Man to ready up. Don't know what's taking long here, but we do have some interesting tank picks. A K2, which we didn't see at all last game. Tank's got pretty good armor. Kyler for SIGYN, as well as double Swindler now. So they seem to believe in the Swindler. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I am not seeing it. Plus, yeah, he was running. One of them was running the auto reloader 3-shot. Are they both running that? Are they both like reserved mechanic? Oh, we do see a blind shot. Lycotis hits Chapito Guzman. Very nice shot there. Goshira spotting in the middle, but Herculean in a good position to light that up. Might be able to sneak in a shot. Doesn't go for it. Goshira tried to shoot 72 scouts, only damaged the track though. EXE is going to push into A quickly. Gets spotted by Captain Ricochet. SIGYN again with a cap lead, going for a quick C grab. Double 53 TP. They're holding it quite heavily here, just in case there is an engagement. And a double tanks into B as well, so they're just going for a very quick cap play. Now, last game, unfortunately, didn't work out too well for them. EXE had a very good push, and SIGYN just wasn't ready for it. Maybe with the double light tank, could be very difficult to survive a big push, but you could have better information on when that push is happening. Look at Goshira putting shots into the Tank Slayer. And EXE already coming in here with the 53 TP. He's spotted, but he doesn't care. He's just going right in. And again, SIGYN just kind of not ready for the immediate action from EXE here. They're just going to go directly for Lycotis and Tank Slayer. And I don't know if SIGYN's ready to deal with this, to be honest. They're going to start driving in here. They can get some good focus fire on Luis Games. That would be good for them, but Lycotis is about to go down himself. Tank Slayer's not looking in that direction. Actually, Saul gets picked off. So he was the first focus fire. Wasn't quite paying attention to that, so maybe I was wrong. But SIGYN is responding now. They've got their Kyler, their 53 TPs in. And Tank Slayer will go down eventually. Dragon is reloading here. Looks like Kaposhta getting the kill. I don't know where he is. No, he's all the way in the middle here. But the Swindlers are kind of surrounding EXE quite nicely, and they do have good focus on Chapito Guzman, who does go down. SIGYN's looking fine here. The hit points are close. They are a tank up. Captain Ricochet is pretty low, though. Tough bringing a Swindler into the heavy fight. I think has got to be very careful. But look at Goshira here. He's going to be able to farm out quite nicely. Big Harry puts in a shot, and if Herculean is able to chase down Goshira, that would be very good for the team. SIGYN's instead going for Kaposhta, it seems. Herculean's going to farm out Goshira, which makes sense to me. Take that DPM away from your heavies, but Kaposhta is doing a really good job at kiting away from SIGYN. If Big Harry is able to get this big shot in, 72 scouts with the kill, could be quite useful. Herculean's just trying to be careful here. Goshira turning his attention to Big Harry, misses the shot. Raul hits his, but SIGYN does get the kill on Kaposhta, and they're at 900 caps here. EXE is going to stop the B base, but Herculean needs to get the kill on Goshira if possible. Does he have the alpha? 154, he does. That's 950 cap points for SIGYN. Raul misses the kill, and I think that means SIGYN should be able to take this game here. It is a 3v1. They have 980 cap points, and not clear yet. Raul's not going to be able to get the kill on either of these tanks, so yeah. SIGYN's going to tie it up 1-1. I thought they weren't prepared for that push, but they were. They brought the tanks in. Losing that Swindler kind of early in the fight. I mean, it wasn't that early, but you can't bring the light tank into the middle of the heavies. You have to try to farm out from the side. And unfortunately, he got taken out, but it was enough to give SIGYN the win. We're going to be moving on to our tiebreaker, which, let me check what the info is for this game. It is, let's see, Falls Creek as the tiebreaker. Okay, Falls Creek. Nice. And so we will see the teams readying up for Falls Creek here. Score is 1-1. Winner of this game moves on to the next. But yeah, nice game 2 there from SIGYN. Tier 8 tournament. No way. What's up, Akame? How you doing, man? I think it's cool to have some new stuff, you know, something interesting going on. Not everything has to be tier 10, especially when tier 10 meta is kind of, you know, getting pretty stale, you know. I think it's interesting to have new stuff. There's a tier 9 tournament in the winter, a tier 8 one in the summer. I think it's fun. 2F2 not ass. It's not bad, but the gun is a little suspect, but it can definitely stay alive pretty nicely. K2 replaces it pretty well. I don't know a whole lot about the K2. I just know that it's got a pretty good armor profile. EXE has some mediums here. They got a Prog and a Cent 5-1 tanks that haven't seen yet today. Good. Both of them are very good. Prog has got a really nice gun and mobility. Cent, I don't really like the gun on that tank. I think it's got a pretty good armor profile. That's mostly it. But armor plus mobility is a pretty good combo to have. And it's going to be able to hold positions quite well. 10 degrees of gun depression as well, of course. SIGYN, they're going to keep the Swindler. That's going to be their only light/medium. They're only going to run one of them. And other tanks. No, they have a 5-1 as well. They have a 5-1. So both teams have a 5-1. That's really interesting. They both seem to be thinking the same thing. Oh, I have the Blitz X Cup widget. Oh, you're right, I do. I should probably hide that. Good catch. Thank you for that. Bang. Good catch. But let's look at both teams here. Looks like EXE, SIGYN, both putting presence over on the medium side. So it's a Prog and a Cent versus a Swindler and a Cent. Where is the Cent for SIGYN? He's going wide. Gets double tapped there. And EXE is actually going to be sending 4 tanks over here. So 2 of their Sharks as well. They're going to hold with 253s and a Shark. The SIGYN hasn't spotted a whole lot yet. They've spotted Kaposhta there. But they've got most of their tanks set up here in C. They haven't made any moves yet. But SIGYN hasn't spotted all these T-54E2s here from EXE. Herculean not driving high enough to spot them yet. Luis still isn't lit. Or Luis getting lit, but he's on the other side. But look at this. All these EXE tanks are getting in here. There's the Cent. Herculean still hasn't noticed Dragon and Chipito until just now. It's a 4v2. And SIGYN's realizing, uh-oh, we're about to lose a tank. Chipito putting in a nice shot. Goshiro should get the kill. And just like that, unfortunately, SIGYN was not able to get any information. They're going to try to go for a counter push here, but EXE being very smart, they're just going to delay and back off, giving plenty of time for Saul, Chipito to put side shots into Lakotas here, hopefully. Captain Ricochet, maybe they're going to try to catch him. Missing that shot, he'll get away. The question is, how long can these EXE tanks survive? Luis is getting pretty low. MPCE should have that kill shot, or somebody. Someone take the kill. Lakotas does it. Kaposhta, Raul, though, they've backed out to the point where the rest of the EXE team is ready to support, and they're all coming in here. And it's a 6v6, so still anyone's game here, but HP's in big advantage of EXE right now, about 9k to 8k. They could try to sneak this kill in Kaposhta, though. 72 Scouts has the clip ready, but he's not going to get too aggressive. But in comes Saul and Goshiro from behind, and SIGYN's going to be in trouble. Big clip into Captain Ricochet. That's going to be their light tank about to go down. Lots of damage going in. They do get the kill in Kaposhta, so tank advantage for SIGYN, but they're losing on the hit points by quite a bit. Need to get their guns in the game. Lakotas gets traded for Dragon. SIGYN's still alive, but EXE's looking better and better. They get the kill there, and they still have Chipito on full HP. Well, the HP does seem to be running out for SIGYN here. 72 Scouts as a one-tap. Saul gets traded for him, though. Goshiro is low, Big Harry is low, and Chipito's on his rear. Again, still full health. MPCE not going to be able to help out too much. Tank Slayer not going to be able to roll high enough to get this kill in Goshiro, unless he max rolls it for the most part. But he's doing a good job at hiding, and no, Goshiro's still going to be alive. Chipito's going to go help out with Tank Slayer, and NPC isn't going to be able to do much against 3 tanks together. He'll be able to get 1 kill here in Goshiro, but unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to clutch the 1v2 here. EXE with a very interesting strat of bringing 4 tanks to clear out the med side, kiting with their other 3 surviving just long enough for the rest of the team to go help back out. And it looks like EXE is going to be taking this first set 2-1. Great job from both teams, but EXE is going to hand it to the team of the SIGYN League. So congrats to EXE moving on to the winner's side, but of course it's a double elimination tournament. I will briefly show the bracket again after looking at the results of this. Great game there from Raul on top there with 3,500. Briefly show the bracket again really quickly here, guys. So SIGYN moving on to the loser's side. EXE will take the winner's side. Kraken Y-Wing have played, X-Wing CCRS have played, and then Prevail have played. So we're going to be watching this game next, I believe. I don't know who the teams are going to be, but we'll join that soon. And then these teams are going to be going down to the loser's side. And yeah, double elimination bracket. So let's go ahead and figure out where my next room is. If I can open the Discord. Look at the tier 8 Smash room. Okay. Announcements will be soon, it seems. Okay. But yeah, GG's there. In terms of the other games, it looks like Kraken has defeated a Y-Wing 2-0. For X-Wing CCRS, it's not clear to me yet. And I can't tell for Lux Prevail. Although it seemed like someone said Prevail in the chat. Prevail 1 versus Lux. Okay. What's up, Van Leroth? Welcome to the stream. And Hammer Time, welcome. And Panza, classified. 1 looks like a 7, a little bit, but there is a difference. There is a 7 font as well that looks a little different. All right, well, I'm just waiting for the new rooms. Looks like the refs are all talking right now. So we'll just hang out for a sec. How am I doing? Pedro. What's up? What's up, big Pedro man? My funny raccoon individual. Yep, alright, I'm just gonna keep waiting. See when the new rooms come out, but I don't see any yet. Looks like it's Kraken CCRS? So CCRS beat X-Wing. Okay, fair enough. 60 TP line entered the game like 3 years ago. Something like that. 53P is still this meta. It hasn't always been meta. I mean, maybe it has, I don't know. I haven't made too much attention to it. It could be though. Okay, Crazy has made the room. I don't see the password though. We'll just hang out. But yeah, what makes you guys like the Swindler? I know there's delay, so it's gonna take time for you to respond and everything, and we're probably gonna have moved on by the time you guys see this, but like, what makes the Swindler good? To me, like, I don't know which gun is the top gun, if it's the auto reloader or what, but so I'm just like eating some stuff off my desk. There's a little bit of dust that's collected. Yeah, I've never seen the Swindler be particularly amazing. Never heard that opinion from anyone, but I'm interested to hear why you think so. Not trying to dismiss your opinion, of course. But yeah, it does look like the last game is an auto reloader with a reserve shell. But 240 seems really low in terms of damage. 240 times 3. I don't know. No, 240 is not low, I guess, because the Prog has an auto reloader like that, but isn't the Prog's better? I'm not sure. Shell 1, 1989, Shell 2, 521, Shell 3, 464, What's the interclip? 2.22. Maybe that is better than the prog. Let me take a picture and compare. I mean, I could be wrong, but the main problem is having the reserve shell means that you can't unload, whereas a prog can. Because if I look at the prog, 498, 498, 634 with a 2.5. So I guess it's pretty close. But being able to unload in the prog 46 is just super nice. So I would probably take that tank over the Swindler for sure. I've received a ping. Okay, Ccrs and Kraken. Got the pass. All right, and we're good to go. But we're in the room. We're going to be waiting on Ccrs Kraken. So Kraken was the #1 overall seed for the tournament. Let me see if I can pull up the document that I used for doing the seeding. The way that I did it was I looked at the average win rate of the top 7 players and also the standard deviation. So like the standard deviation, if you're not really familiar with stats, is like how spread around you are from the mean, the average. So like if your average is 50, but then you have 70% players and like 30% players that average out to 50, you've got a really wide standard deviation. Whereas if your average is 50%, but it's all made of like 55 to 45% players, it's like packed a lot more tightly. You have a smaller standard deviation. And so the formula that I used favored having a tighter standard deviation because it means all of your teammates being like similar skill, tightly packed, is better than having like a 70%er padding the win rate of like a 30%er. But yeah, so in terms of seeding, Kraken was the #1, EXE was the #2, Prevail was the 3rd, Ccrs was the 4th, and it seems they all won their sets against X-Wing the 5, Lux the 6, SIGYN the 7, and then Y-Wing the 8th. Actually, technically, I only seeded 7 teams. Y-Wing was not signed up when I did the seeding, but they just placed Y-Wing in the 8th spot, which is fair considering that they were added last second, so putting them as last seed makes sense to me. But yeah, so the seeding was done by looking at the win rate and the standard deviation, or the average win rate and the standard deviation of the win rate, so yeah. Anyway, we are waiting for the Kraken _ team to join. They're taking their time, unfortunately, which is fine, I suppose. We're about half an hour in and we've done 1 set, and we're about to start the next one. I don't know how many sets we're going to be doing today. Again, it hasn't really been clear, but I think we're going to be going until either top 4 or top 3. Not entirely sure yet. Prevail 2-0 against Lux. Thank you. Ccrs 1. I see that now, considering they're on the winner's side, but thank you for the info. You're supporting EXE. Welcome to the stream, Purple Aura. Welcome. 53 always been solid to have a tank. Yeah, it's always been good, especially with like tungsten and stuff. It's a very good tank. Burger, hello, hello. Looks like the Swindler. It's fast, better interclip than the Tectray MX. Very better traverse and 2x2 interclip. Shell rails are reasonably fast. Yeah, they're not bad. Having like a 2-shot auto with a reserve shell is kind of not really enough, I feel like. Personally. It has a double shot potential. Gun is accurate, yeah. I guess, yeah, if you use it as a double shot, it could work. Prog good and strong, but not the fastest kind of dookie armor. That's true. The armor is not good of the prog, but I mean, if you're using a medium for armor, I don't know. I would play like either Ascent 5-1, which we saw teams do before, or the Defender Mark 1 for the autoloader variant. There isn't really a good autoloader medium with armor I can think of in tier 8. Or light tank. Maybe I'm wrong if I just like look at all of them. Maybe there is something, but I can't think of one that's like actually good and has armor. This one doesn't really have armor either. One tank that I'm interested to see get played today is, what is it called exactly? It is the KPZ-07RH. I always forget what the exact name is. The KPZ-7RH. That tank is pretty good. I'm interested to see that thing. It's kind of like a Leopard at tier 8. Not really any armor. So again, like if you're one armor, don't run the tank. But it's got such good DPM. Very accurate as well. One of the most accurate guns at tier 8. Curious to see if it gets run. It's also reasonably fast as well. But I'm not seeing any readied up. I won't comment on lineups until all the teams are ready and stuff. But yeah, I can spectate lower bracket. I probably will at some point Shinshi. I think next I'll probably spectate lower bracket, but I did want to cover one upper bracket game here. Kraken Ccrs. But we are waiting on Kraken. They're finally joining the room, but they are taking their time. But yeah, in terms of the expected meds that I was expecting to see was the Prog, of course, which is very strong. Also, I was thinking FE301 for light tank. Not surprised by that. Other meds other than the Prog, maybe Chimera, although the Chimera has kind of fallen out of grace a little bit. Barask maybe, but it doesn't really have great DPM, so I wasn't sure how well it would be able to be used in comp. Ascent 5 or Ascent 7-1? No. Defender Mark 1. Which we didn't see yet. Could see next set. I'm not really sure. I'm not looking at the lineups right now. Just going through all the tier 8 mediums and noting the ones that I think would be best for comp. But those are pretty much it. Was not expecting Swindler. Not surprised about 5-1, although I wasn't really expecting it just because that gun isn't very good. But it's usable, I guess. Were there tier 8 lights on the FE301 and the, I guess, the Swindler? Can't think of any. Don't see why I'd want to run like an RU or a KPZ or something like that. What's up, Draconic? Hope you're doing good, man. And Shoto's in the chat. What up? My training room referee. Hello. Matches you watching next. So we'll do Kraken Ccrs, and then after that, it's not clear. So we'll just kind of bounce around. I'd like to watch as many teams as possible, like as many different teams. So that's why I went from SIGYN EXE all the way to the other side of the bracket for this. And then on the loser side, we'll see if there's any maybe matches that have teams I haven't spectated yet. And then we'll take a look at those. Only advantage you see the tech tree having is interclip consumable spawner. Well, amongst the tech tree AMX, yes, but that tank's bad. So it's like comparing your tank to a bad tank doesn't make yours good, right? The tech tree AMX is just bad, so I don't really know if that's like a good way of saying that the Swindler is good. Any Prevail games? I might be, Davey. I haven't decided what I'm watching for lower bracket, but I would like to watch as many teams as possible, so perhaps. Rug freezes gun super bad. That's not true at all. The gun is the best part of the tank. That's just a crazy take. They're still waiting on Kraken players, unfortunately. What is going on here? Don't know what's taking them so long. But I guess we just keep waiting. Be shocked if the KP07 is picked. Tank is not it. You're wrong. You're giving bad takes, Pickle. You're giving horrible takes. Oh. Oh, they're crazy. That tank's got amazing DPM and gun handling. That's what you want out of a tier 8 medium with a single, if you want a single shot, that is. I can't pull it up on Blitz Hangar because I don't think the tank exists on Blitz Hangar. Because that has not been kept up to date. But the KP07RH has very, very good tier 8 DPM. I guess it's got more than the Panther 2, which is known to have pretty good tier 8 DPM. 2630 is a lot. And again, also very, very, very good gun handling. It's like a tier 8 Leopard. Tier 8 Leo 1. What's up, Mojayas? What's up, Valer? Crazy rated. Yeah, that's a good tank as well. That's a very good one. Alright, looks like we've got full team for Kraken, full team for CCRS. We are seeing some interesting tanks here that we haven't seen last game. Although I guess you're going to have to wait to see it here. CCRS waiting to ready up. By the way, this is going to be a best of 5. I believe all the rest of the sets today will be best of 5, so they're going to be a little bit longer. Hopefully we'll see some more competitive ones go to tiebreaker like the last set, which was fun. Naval Frontier, Castilla, and Fort Despair will be the maps for this one, so seeing a couple, nothing crazy in terms of maps yet, but there might be a couple interesting ones later. I didn't look at the entire map pool and if it's the same as the comp one, if they're adding some more stuff. Didn't look. Expect to get first 3 games in the Prevail bracket eventually. No idea. I am bouncing around based on how the teams are looking and watching new teams. Haven't decided yet. Do not know. I would like to watch all the teams, so if I can get to watching Prevail, hopefully yes. Alright, looks like both teams are readied up, so we'll probably get started shortly and we can take a look at the lineups. I'm not going to show the room quite yet. We're just going to go right to the game, and I should probably reset the scoreboard and update the new team. So we got Kraken on the left and CCRS on the right. I should have done that ahead of time. I don't know why I spent all that time waiting and didn't do that. But here we are. And yeah, in terms of tank lineups, well, first of all, we're on Naval Frontier for games 1 and 2. Tank lineups, we're seeing double Borask for Kraken. I was commenting on the tank a little bit earlier. Kraken wasn't even in the room at the time, so I couldn't have, I wasn't trying to leak anything. They weren't even there. But CCRS team is running one as well. Early spotting here from Death. CCRS going directly towards the A side, and Kraken not hitting a single shot into CCRS. They crossed quickly. The interesting tanks that I was talking about were the T265, which is a tank I'd never expected to see in this world. Tornwagen, which is not a bad tank at all, I suppose. Good shot from Feisty Boot into Homo Panzer, who's going to quickly step C, along with Velocity there. 2-2 taking some damage as well. Good early bleed from CCRS. But Tornwagen, which, not a bad tank, but that tank's gun handling is abysmal. So I wasn't sure if we were going to see it. The Action X, of course, very solid tank. Not surprised to see that one at all for heavy. AMX Defender. Earlier, CCRS was actually rated up with 2 of them, and I was very confused about that. I was very curious. And these early bleeds from CCRS, they put so many shots in and are yet to take a single one. But yeah, AMX Defender is kind of a crazy pick as well, in my opinion, but usable. And CCRS just seems to be kind of kiting Kraken around. Kraken has taken a lot of map for sure, but CCRS, they're holding their ground here. They've got tanks set up nicely. They've taken the cap... No, sorry. Kraken has the cap lead, but CCRS are going to try to grab B for it as well. Commander looking for a reset on Cloaked Careful, but instead trading with General Froggington. And yeah, Kraken doesn't have a base reset. Cloaked Careful is going to take the cap lead. Look at Low YOLO sneaking in a shot there as well. But Cloaked Careful is going to get hit hard here by Velocity and Homo Panzer. He is a little bit low, but CCRS are looking really good in the hit points right now. They're about 1,600 up. Feisty Boo might take some damage a little bit here, but I am very interested to see what Kraken does here. They have to push through somehow, but they're taking a lot of damage. CCRS are just holding up top. They've got the Tornwagen, very good hull down tank, and they've got a very good overlook of B, but it'll be very tricky for them to get the reset on velocity here. Cloaked Careful not going to have an angle. Froggington not quite having an angle, but it looks like he could get pushed out here by 2 Homopanzer, potentially death all the way back there. He's putting shots into Singular Flea, and he's getting bled out quite heavily down to 317 HP. He is the lowest HP tank on the battlefield, but CCRS still have a 2,000 hit point lead. Rick Astley and Legend trying to go for a blind kill on one Singular Flea. They don't get it. He's going to run away. But looks like CCRS are going to be dropping in for shots onto Homopanzer here. Cloak Careful is taking a lot of damage himself. Legend 204 could be able to pick up a kill here potentially. Singular Flea is spotted, and Rick Astley might look for that kill, but looks like CCRS are just going to try to push in here for Homopanzer. Tornvon taking some damage, but he goes down to low YOLO. First kill of the game. Everybody's pretty low HP except for Velocity and Biggie. But CCRS has a very nice push here onto the action. 10 Lion King getting the kill there. Tornwagen looking very good for CCRS here. They've got lots of low HP tanks themselves. Flea and Feisty are going to try to cover, but they're low themselves, so it's not going to be an easy thing to do. Cloak Careful trying to hide from Legend, but kill there into Cloaked Careful, although Velocity gets traded out as well. It's a 6v4. Caps are in favor of Kraken, though, so CCRS needs to step on a base. They're going to get on B. Feisty B not going to be able to get a kill on Legend 204. Takes a shot from Commander Kalmar all the way back there. Now Feisty B is incredibly low. Kraken, they don't have much HP to work with here, but look at this position from Death. Lion King's going to try to push him out here because he could be causing some problems for the CCRS team. He's going to try to turn around there, but Lion King picking up that kill. He's having a great game. CCRS also stopped the B base, so they now have the cap lead, getting the kill on Rick Astley. Just having more HP there in the end game to do what they needed to do. They're going to come out with game number 1 over the 1-seed Kraken. Great job from CCRS there. They didn't care too much about taking map control. Instead, they grabbed the bases they needed to. They set up their fortress. They kited Kraken very well, and then just those bleeds were so good from CCRS. They didn't take any damage for a long time and put tons of damage in there. 3 minutes of delay, it's 4 today. But yes, normally it's 3. The organizer of the tournament thought 4 would be more appropriate today. Normally it's 3 though. But yeah, that's game 1 for CCRS. We'll head into game number 2 here, see what lineup differences we see, if any. Seeing a 252 already for CCRS. They're keeping the AMX Defender though. I don't know if I believe in that tank. A 4-shot autoloader. I mean, the damage potential for one isn't very good on that tank because it's only 160 alpha times 4. And you have to expose yourself so long to put all 4 of those shots in. I don't agree with the tank pick, but I mean, they won the first game, so it is what it is. Although I wouldn't really say that tank had too much to do with it. But a win's a win. EBZ07's good. I don't expect to see it tonight. Can't play it. I would not be surprised to see it. It's not a specialty tank like a lot of the other tanks that get used are, like the Barask, but I would not be surprised if it gets used. It's a very good pick. Easier to play through 60 minutes, don't YOLO and die, yeah. It's like a DPM machine, it's a cleanup tank. Kind of like the FE301 one that we saw earlier. Then we could just switch to just chatting. Yeah, I'm all good. But looks like everyone's readied up for game number 2, and we're just going to get right into it. Very cool. What's up, Frenzy? SMV, not surprised to see. Yeah, that tank's very, very good. Insane armor, insane gun. It's just very, very difficult to crack. It's like a fortress. But we're not seeing one game 2. Looks like double Barask again for Kraken. Double actually for CCRS as well. They got rid of their defender, which I'm not surprised about. That tank's just dookie in my opinion. Having to expose yourself so long to put 4 shots in and they're all just so low alpha, it's not useful in my opinion. Both teams are going more towards the C side. CCRS has 3 tanks up top. Kraken has 4. Only 1 tank in the C base for Kraken and 2 of them for CCRS. Other than that, mismatch pretty similar in terms of positioning. Biggie, Flea, are a little bit further back maybe than other Kraken tanks are, respectively, on their team. Homo Panther's going to have a nice side shot, and Blood and Guts, yep, takes that one. Very nice. This time it is Kraken with the good early bleeds, and they are actually going to be putting some quick early pressure onto Lion King, Blood and Guts. How are Biggie and One Singular Flea going to respond? They're not. Velocity putting in 2 nice shots into Biggie. Really nice thing about the Brask is even though it doesn't have the highest DPM, if they don't know where you are, you can put in that damage very quickly, those 2 shots. Biggie wasn't even able to react and literally just took a free 640 damage there. Now, Kraken does seem to be aggressing here for Ccrs. They do identify Blood and Guts and Lion King in the center here, perhaps without the most support, and they're going to have very quick kill on Blood and Guts. No, Rick Astley misses that shot, gives Blood and Guts the opportunity to put a shell back in. He does so, but will get picked off. Action 10 going to be coming in with the kill, and Ccrs just finally rolling in with Frogington careful. They're going to be putting shots into Rick Astley here, who's on 20 HP, goes down. So they'll respond in time, and the hit points are still pretty close. But Lion King is an easy focus fire target, but gets traded for Commander Kalmar, actually. Biggie getting that kill very nicely before going down himself. So it's a tank advantage here for Kraken in game number 2. However, Cloaked Careful has the mismatch up top. There are 2 T265s. I didn't even notice that both teams ran one. I thought it's a weird tank to pick. Singular Flea going to help out by getting that kill. Very nice there. So it is a 4-on-4 at the moment. The Brasks are having a bit of a 1v1 up top, but great shot from Cloaked Careful. Going to be helping Feisty Boo in that 1 versus 1 engagement now. Feisty Boo will probably take a clip before going down, or before Velocity goes down, but he should be able to get this kill here, no problem. Puts in that second shot. However, Death will be able to get the kill right here. Does it with only 1 shot. Is he going to reload his clip? No, he's going to hold on to it for now. It's a 3v3, but Ccrs have brought it back. They get the kill there. They are up in the caps. Or, sorry, not up in the caps. They're up in the HP and the tanks. Mopanzer will get the kill there, so that's 2 tanks each, but 1 Singular Flea getting both of those shots in. Super useful. Cloaked Careful should be able to pick up this kill. He misses it. Death is going to be able to help out here, and that big shot from Homo Panzer has potentially made Cloaked Careful a 1 clip. 321, going to have to roll over. 348, doesn't get it though. But Cloaked Careful is incredibly low. Death will have to hunt him down, but caps are actually really in favor for Kraken right now. 900 cat points, even though Ccrs has 2 points. Kraken's going to win this one on cap if things are not careful here. No pun intended, Cloaked Careful. But if they both go for A here, the problem is going to be that Death can grab C. The points are going to be pretty close, but Death might actually just try to cover the A base here. Not entirely clear. Cloaked Careful going to go for it. They're taking the risk, and I'm not entirely sure if it's going to pay off here. Singular Flea does get spotted. So does Death. He's going to try to keep him off of the A base. I actually do like that play, but is Cloaked Careful going to be able to try to get in time? 985, 990, he steps into the base. Now, does Death just ignore Singular Flea here, try to get this kill? He puts in 1 shot. Is he going to hold the other one for Cloaked Careful, though? He is! Very smart play there, holding that shot. Cloaked Careful does get spotted, and if Death can just get this kill, that's a win. Does he get it? He does! Clutching the 1 versus 2. Great idea from Death to hold on to that shell. As if he had to reload that, that could have been pretty tricky for him. I just stuttered there really bad. Had to reload that. That would have been tricky, but hold end of the shot, get the kill, and tie it up at 1 game apiece. We'll head into our next map. Tie game, or tied set, 1-1. Castilla, the next map. I'm excited to see this one. Looks like Ccrs will start with north and Kraken with south. Very cool. T265, surprised to see in a tournament, but it's underrated. It's not bad, but I don't know. It's an okay tank. It's an okay tank. Yeah, if Cloaked did get that kill on Homo Panzer there before taking that shot, he might have been able to survive that, but still maybe not, because he was so low. And he might have been 1 clippable anyway from the Brask. Not entirely clear, but that missed shot definitely did cost Ccrs a lot there. So very tough. because Cloaked probably would have then been able to avoid the clip, or at least try to hide from it a little bit better. But things happen, man. Missed shots are what make things interesting, right? If everyone hit their shots all the time, maybe it'd be a little bit more boring to watch. I've got a ping on Discord. Oh, it's just Sync's responding to DM. Cool. Yeah, Big Boss is coming back tomorrow, so he and I are excited about that, because we always Big Boss platoon and completely destroy the playing field. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. While... Actually... Oh, wait. Now I'll grab my drink. Here we go, guys. Game number 3. Set is tied at 1 apiece. This is a best of 5, so first team to 3 wins. We'll take it. Ccrs with the first, Kraken with the second. Both teams going to double Barask now. Seems to be what both teams are agreeing on. Seeing the SMV brought back out by Kraken, I like the pick. Torn Von still from Ccrs. It's worked reasonably well for them. Death with a sneaky spotting position towards C. He's not going to find anything, but we're actually going to be seeing double A cap here from Ccrs, which not a common thing to do. Velocity accidentally dropping down there. Puts a shot into Feisty Boo. He's going to look for Flea for the second. No, actually misses the second one. We are going to be seeing Ccrs grab the A base, but in come the 53 TPs. Are they going to put in a shot? They do put one into Singular Flea, but they're very lucky that they didn't take much more than that. Lion King going to try to return a shot as well, and Kraken's just going for an immediate push. Ccrs have 253 TPs all the way back, though. They're not going to be quite ready to respond to this. This could be pretty tricky, but look at that quick kill from Ccrs on Velocity. There we go. Old Blood and Guts getting the fight. Same with Low YOLO. Biggie as well. They're all getting in here, and they've got a nice hull down position, and Kraken have bled quite a bit. Kalmar and Death still haven't joined the fight themselves, although Kalmar does have actually really good rear shots on Cloaked Careful, who is now in a lot of trouble. Ccrs will maybe need to go for a little bit of a push here, because Kalmar's got some really nice DPM in that tank, and they don't want to be losing Cloaked Careful. But look at Lion King's position here. Incredibly low, but still able to use his gun, and get another kill from Ccrs, make that a third. And their counter push is looking incredibly strong right now. And Kalmar and Death, they're just completely out of the fight at this point. It's just basically a 7v2 all the way over here. All 7 of Ccrs' tanks are completely ganged up now on Legend 204. Misses the shot on Cloaked Careful. Could have been a kill with a max roll, but unfortunately he's not going to get it. Blood and Guts picks up the kill here. No, it's Low YOLO. And yeah, it's a 7v2 right now, and I think Kraken's just like, they're driving in, they don't want to worry about, wasting too much time here. They know, maybe it's not worth trying to run away and everything. Yeah, Kalmar taking 1300 damage. He goes down quickly, and it's a 1v7. Caps, I mean, Death has 2 bases, but there's 7 tanks in the enemy team. You're not going to be able to cap out all of them, even when you run. In my opinion, it's a GG go next, but at least he's not surrendering, I respect not surrendering. Even if his teammate Kalmar did. So yeah, Ccrs are going to keep their low HP tanks safe, like Lion King. And Cloak Careful and Blood and Guts, hopefully. And they do get spotted. Cloak Careful actually will get picked off here. Death gets 1 kill. So fair play, honestly. I like that, Death, and not giving up. I was saying how they were trying to keep their low HP tanks alive, but they really didn't. That's okay, though. They've got a tank on B. They're going to put a tank on C. Death will be reloaded shortly, but what's he going to do about this? Not entirely clear to me. But he does find Biggie, but it's in the clip there. But Biggie might be able to put in a second shot before Death gets away. Does he have it? Gonna be tricky. Not quite. Just barely able to get away. Low YOLO's here. Meets him and then Singular Flea as well. I think we've got game here. Death's just going to drive into Biggie. Turn his tank sideways. And that's game 3 for Ccrs. Looking very nice there with that third game. I was a little bit nervous for them, to be honest. Going for a quick A cap. It looks like Kraken had a reset, but they accidentally drove down with their Barask. Very awkward there. And they pushed in, but Ccrs had a better defense setup than I thought. I thought those two 53 TPs being away were going to cause problems, but they didn't. And Ccrs took the game very cleanly. They are now up 2-1. They are one game away from winning it. Although this time they will have to fight from the south spawn, which is considered, you know, to be the worst one. So we'll see what they have cooking for this one. They're keeping double Barask. Oh, so they seem to like it. Keeping the Torn. 253s, a 252. But I'm seeing an interesting pick from Kraken here. Kanonen Jagdpanzer. That is the last tank I expected to see today. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Not saying it's bad, but like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I'm guessing they're going to go for some sort of long-range play with it, right? And I guess it's got pretty good gun handling. But the alpha damage isn't that scary. It's 350. If you're playing long-range, I would expect to at least see like a Scorpion or an SU-130 and stuff, but they're going for the Kanonen. I respect it, to be honest. Very accurate. They're going to just try to hope that they can hit their shots. Not that the Scorpion's not accurate. I'm pretty sure the Kanonen probably has better accuracy. But very interesting. I like it, though. Kanonen's a fun tank. You know, they're new picks, and I like it. I like the creativity of tier 8. It's fun to not watch the same thing all the time. Yeah, we'll be about ready for game 4. Everyone seems to be readied up. And here we go. Game number 3 on Castilla. Sorry, game number 4 on Castilla. And let's get it, guys. I do like the Kanonen pick. It's not what I expected. Not to say that it's bad, but I do like the pick. Double Barask again for both teams. CCR sending both of them towards A. There's no way they're going for a fast A cap, though. They're going up top. Velocity gonna not go for a quick A grab. He's gonna go up top as well. No, he will go for an A grab. Interesting. He's alone, though, so Singular Flea should not have any issues getting this reset. Death gets shot early. Singular Flea peeks it, but doesn't get spot. He doesn't spot Velocity. What's going on there? Death took some hits, though. Took some hits from Cloak Careful, Lion King, Blood and Guts. And he's actually in big trouble here. Blood and Guts gets blind shot in the C base. That's really interesting. Hello, Panzer in the Kanonen. That's his job, it seems to be. Now, it's going to be tricky. If Death goes for the spot here on Blood and Guts, he could get lit himself. He doesn't, though. Puts the shot in, and actually Homo Panzer is going to have some shots as well. Let me pull him up here. There we go, but Death is low. He's being hit hard. But in comes Kraken. They've got lots of defense set up here. Missing the shot on Blood and Guts. They're still going for that C grab. I don't think this... I mean, I don't think there's really anything else they can do, to be honest. And Blood and Guts does go down early, but so will Death. Froggington putting in the shot before Death could put in the full clip. So one tank traded for each team. But both teams actually have a pretty reasonable setup here. Homo Panzer did get spotted. He took a hit, but he's running away. Going to reposition to another long-ranged spot. Now, I think what could be tricky here for Kraken is they have double action 10. And those tanks, like, they're good, but they're good at brawling. When it comes to a long-range encounter, you're only putting in 190 damage shots each. That could be a problem. So they want to get themselves in the fight here. That's what these action 10s seem to be wanting to do here. They are engaging directly. Yeah, putting in that DPM. That is good. If it comes to single shot trading, which is often the case at long range, those action 10s are going to struggle. But that's not what they're doing. They're getting themselves in the fight nicely here, though. Although Legend's taking a lot of damage, it's not entirely clear how the Kanonen Panzer is using himself, to be honest. He's not really being that active in the fight right now. He put one into Singular Flea, though, I suppose, but he's going to take 2 in return. No, actually, Flea does miss that shot. Hit points are in favor of Kraken. I will say, and they've got good bleeds on low YOLO here. Eric Astley might actually just drive in to get the kill. He's got plenty of HP. Oh, is Legend going to drop in for it? Not sure. Velocity's putting shots into Cloak Careful, who is reloading. CCRs, yeah, they're just not really able to assert themselves here. Low Yellow and Cloak Careful just trying to hide. Whereas Biggie, Lion King, aren't really able to help out. Flea does pick off Homo Panzer, though. That will be quite nice. But he's got a long reload, though. Not going to be able to put shots into 2 and velocity. He does get picked, though. Traded for low YOLO, though. 2 should get the kill and cloak. Careful, he does. That's the advantage of having that DPM, that quick reload. Flea might be able to pick him off, though, but it is a 3v2, and Lion King's about to get rushed down pretty hard. Rick Astley still got full HP. Kalmar's healthy. And Flea does get the kill on Legend, but it's going to be a tough 2-on-1 here. I will say Ccrs does have the nice mobility advantage in the endgame here, but unfortunately... Ooh, Lion King getting ram killed there. That's funny. I don't know if it's going to be possible for him to pull it back. He needs to worry about dealing with the caps right now. I don't know why he was waiting to sit there the entire time he was reloading. This tank has like an 18-second reload, and instead of doing anything with it, he just kind of sat there. He would have been able to cap the base in that time. It takes 15 seconds to grab the base, if I remember correctly, something like that. So it was very strange for him to not do that. And he gets double tapped there. Kalmar with a nice sneaky kill in. And we're going to a game 5 between Kraken, the 1 seed, and Ccrs, the 4. This is a great set. I'm really enjoying this. Known as the camo rating, 80%, way more than the score. Camo doesn't really matter that much at long range, though, because if you're firing, that camo doesn't mean shit. I think that's a little overrated when it comes to using that sort of strategy. But we'll move on to game 5. Fort Despair, very different map from Castilla, which we just saw. Campy, you know, passive map. Fort Despair can be pretty aggressive. I will say it's pretty rotational, but lots of opportunities for brawls and stuff, whereas Castilla can be a little bit tricky, you know. It's more of like a thinking man's map. Fort Despair, you can, you know, there's lots of thinking involved as well, but not nearly as much. But let's see what's cooking here. Kraken rocking double SMV. I like that tank pick. It's a very, very good tank pick. And they're running 2 of them with 2 action 10s. Maybe dropping a Barask, which I understand. Not a whole lot of medium play usually on Fort Despair. Ccrs might be getting rid of those 2. I was looking at because Feisty Boo had his, but no, Kraken's going to keep double Barask. And double action 10, double SMV. The 53, okay. So they're picking their standard tanks, it seems like. Those are the tanks that Kraken likes to use. Ccrs has their own picks. But we'll move on to game number 5 here. This is the last game of the set. Winner takes it. I've been pinged. Oh, it's just more DMs. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Sorry, just looking at the Discord a little bit. Looks like the prelims are still playing right here. X-Wing and Y-Wing and then Prevail SIGYN are playing in parallel. But anyway, let's pay attention to this last game real quick here, guys. Ccrs very heavily committed at C, velocity, spotting, cloaked Careful, who is opposing him in the cubbyhole, but other than that, not much spotting here. But look at that, double 50, 3 TP, double 252U for Ccrs. You're going to quickly grab C. So Kalmar said AFK. There's an AFK, no legends here. He was AFK though. Kraken's all set up really heavily around A, but look at those shots into Feisty Boo. He's going to get killed instantly. No, actually able to avoid the second shot from death there. Holy cow, Cross not getting nuked. 2 missing that shot. That's not a good opening from Ccrs. Very scary stuff there. And the Kraken team will actually be able to grab A base. Not a base that's often grabbed on this map, but Ccrs have completely neglected that side of the map. Kraken's got so many tanks there that they are confident they've got the ability to do so. They take B as well, so double base grab from Ccrs will counteract the early cap lead from Ccrs, sorry. Double cap from Kraken is what I meant to say. So really good crossfight here on Biggie and Low YOLO. Legend got shots from this side. Homo Panzer, Rick Astley, Velocity 2, all from the center. And yeah, Ccrs are struggling right now. They've got some counterplay, but they really haven't done very much damage to the Kraken team. And even though the Kraken team started with a lot less HP, because of that double Barask plus double SMV, you know, TDs and mediums have a lot less HP, They are actually winning on the HP now, which is kind of crazy. 2 is a little bit low himself, but he's fine. He's covered in the center. No, he does take another shot. Not very good. But Feisty Boo's still the lowest HP tank until just now. Someone else snuck a shot in. Who did that? Was that Cloaked Careful? Is he just going in for the kill here? He's taking a lot of damage for it. Death putting in shots in the rear. 2 does get the kill. Little overextension there from Ccrs, and they lose Cloaked Careful, who was just on full HP. They will go for the counter push here, and they are putting a tank on Legend as well, but winning in a 1v1 against an Action 10 is going to be very tricky to do. That tank's alpha, or that tank's DPM is insane. And Kraken's just looking really good right now. They've got way more HP. They've got to focus on Biggie. They've got Feisty Boo. Froggington's not really able to chase down either of those Barasks, and Homo Panzer's going to try to help out there. Froggington going to look for that kill, but he'll take a hit, and then actually Calmer has the shot as well. So it looks like, despite Ccrs always leading this set or being tied in it, Kraken going to clutch up with a really nice Game 5 performance, and they're going to take it. Down goes Lion King. Legend 204 not going to be able to get the last kill in time, but it doesn't matter. They reach 1,000 points. And as such, it seems that Kraken going to be taking that set, moving on to the winner's side finals. Congrats to Kraken for that. And that's the set. GG's to both teams. I'll say GG's in there. And yeah, we're going to move on to the next set, which I haven't picked yet. So yeah, GG's to both of those teams. And I'm going to go back to the just chatting as I figure out what the next set will be. I think there's some that are going on right now. Could be worth seeing if I can like slide into one. Operation blocked. Maybe the room's gone. I'm in. Oh, X-Wing has defeated Y-Wing 2-0. So it looks like a little late for that. So unfortunately, Y-Wing goes down. Was not able to see them play today. So I did miss them. X-Wing defeats Y-Wing. Prevail EXE could still be going on. Invalid password. Maybe that I did the wrong one. Yeah, X-Wing over Y-Wing. Looks like Lux over SIGYN. Ooh, SIGYN's out. That's tough. SIGYN's already eliminated. That's tough. Is that accurate? Seems so. Alright, well, I am just waiting to see what the next available matches are. Prevail versus EXE is still ongoing. EXE is up 2-0 right now. I want to see if maybe I can slide in here. Probably not. EXE might win the set. We have a spammer in the chat. Very nice. Should stream RVR tournament. Is there an RVR tournament today? Yeah, guys, we'll just hang out while the rest of these are going. Unfortunately, there's not really a good way for me to update the bracket as it goes on, but we can take a quick look at it. So Kraken defeated Y-Wing and then Ccrs, so they're up here. Prevail defeated Lux. EXE defeated SIGYN. Prevail EXE is still going on. I believe Lux dropped down and defeated SIGYN here. X-Wing defeated Y-Wing here. So we'll either watch one of these games or one of these games. Hopefully. Maybe this one. This would probably be Lux versus Ccrs? I don't know. I don't know what the bracket's looking like, to be honest, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Let me go back to just chatting. That was the bracket. I've been pinged. Lux and Ccrs. Yes, correct. Okay. So we're just waiting, guys. We're just waiting. X-Wing versus the loser of Prevail and EXE. GG Ccrs games. Yeah, that was a fun set. I really enjoyed that. Great match. What's up, Outlaw? What's up, Obvry? And Anonymous. Looks like Prevail won the game, so we actually do get to slide in here. Ooh, that's exciting. Prevail versus EXE. We get to slide in and view this set. That's exciting. Training room. Bang. So we're actually back on Castilla watching a new set. And we've already watched EXE play once, but this is the only set that's still ongoing, so we're gonna go ahead and watch it. And it looks like, so EXE won both games on Naval. Prevail won game 3 just now on Castilla. And we're going to be sliding in to watch the rest of the set. We're on the B team, so I'm going to have to probably swap the teams when it comes to actually spectating. But yeah, haven't seen Prevail play yet. I'm excited. Both times I look away, someone does something stupid. Well, Pickle, consider not looking away then, lol. Oh, I'm being pinged that winner of Prevail versus EXE plays tomorrow in the Winners Bracket Final. So that's going on tomorrow. Understood. So I'm guessing we're just going to continue playing some Losers Bracket games after this. Cool beans. Alright, well, we've got the number 2 seed EXE versus the number 3 seed Prevail going on right now. EXE is up, and we're waiting on Both teams are ready up for this game 4 now. Now, this is a tank I was expecting to see potentially. I thought I saw an SU 130 PM for EXE, but no, that's actually gone now. But Prevail's running Brasks as well, so we saw the other team running some, but now we're seeing Prevail run them as well. No tank destroyers for EXE, actually, on Castilla. Even though they've got the north spawn, they are playing with armor. Double 5-1, triple 53 TP, and double Shark. Lots of armor for their team. Prevail's got some as well, Skoda and Tornvagen, but they are more DPM focused with Carnarvon and double action 10. I'm not surprised to see the Carnarvon, tank that I think is always slept on. I think it's one of the best tier 8s right now. Its DPM is absolutely insane. Because it used to have a 190 damage gun with similar reload to the Action 10, which also has 190, but they buffed the alpha to 225. They didn't change the reload, so it's just got insanely good DPM. It's basically got the alpha of a 225 with a reload of a 190, so it's just very, very good DPM. And it was already good in the first place, so very, very good tank. The problem with that tank is basically everything else about it. The gun is really good, but it's got no armor at all. It takes a ton of module damage. You're probably getting ammo racked basically every other hit you take in it, and it's pretty slow. So very, very much a glass cannon type tank, but I do enjoy seeing it here. Looks like Prevail going for up top, early spotting with the Brask. Detects double sense from EXE, and the double sense don't seem to detect anything else here for Prevail yet. They do now. Kaposha is about to get hit hard though. Prevail's going for a hard wide push around here. Unfortunate for Prevail, they almost had the sneaky push there. Lifty not hitting his shot though, and EXE will react by bringing all of their 53 TPs right back. And Prevail might be in a world of hurt here. Waterlog Biscuit taking a couple hits, but in come the 53s. Dragon is going to put a shot into Lifty in a moment here. Misses it actually, but Lifty is taking some damage. What does Prevail do here? Looks like the Carnarvon taking a hit. And Lifty did end up taking one. Saved by Grace is all the way forward, but now Kaposha and Saul have free farms. This is an awkward little push here from Prevail, and they were forced to back out of it. And it looks like EXE reacting quite nicely, but their HP actually got bled pretty hard. Prevail was able to hold it. I was pretty nervous, but things were fine. Goshir is getting around Prevail, which could be interesting. I'm curious to see how they react to him. Also, since we're specking on the B team, the cap bases look a little fucky, but we're good, we're good. The Prevails are kind of boxed. How do they respond here? Their Action 10, Skoda, Carnarvon aren't going to be able to respond to Goshira getting up in here. General Ghost has no DPM. He can't really do anything about this. Stirp doesn't have any DPM either, so it's kind of awkward here. Chapito's just pushing right into double Action 10 Carnarvon, though. That's an awkward play, and Saved by Grace might be able to pick that up unless Raul has anything to say about it, and he does, but he's going to take a lot of damage himself. Kaposta and Salt do have that crossfire, though. Goshira is pressuring Stirped, Waterlogged, and Ghost. None of those tanks really able to do anything. Goshira, by himself, is holding out on 3 tanks, and they sent the Skoda all the way back around. Very tricky here. Prevail still have the hit points, though, but they aren't up on guns. There's no hit points left on the EXE team whatsoever, though. And there's a kill on Saul. Kaposta's pretty low himself. Stirp might push for it. Not entirely clear, but 0 Point is shutting down Goshira finally, along with Waterlog Biscuit. Good kill from EXE on Captain Squash, and if you're Lifty here, you just need to start getting kills. Missing shots on Chapito, though. You can't be afford to missing shots here. You can't afford to be missing shots. Putting them to a Raul, Dragon. You just need to get a kill here. All these tanks are putting in huge punches into you. Getting the kill there. EXE able to push through, but it is a 4-on-3. Prevail ends up holding out on top. 0 Point's got a lot of HP to work with, but Waterlog, Stirp, General Goss, they're all one-taps, but everyone from EXE is a one-tap as well, except for Dragon. And unluckily for Prevail, they find Dragon. Doesn't get the kill, but Stirp picks up the kill on Luis Games instead, and now everyone is guaranteed a one-shot for 0 Point. He'll be able to clean this one up. They're actually going to be moving to a tiebreaker potentially if they're able to get this kill. There's the kill on Dragon. There's the kill on Raul. And even though we missed the first 3 games of the set. We do get to see Prevail equalize after being down 2-0. And we're going to a tiebreaker on this set as well. Thankfully, I'm able to sneak in and get to watch it here. And it's going to be on Castilla. Or, sorry, not on Castilla. It's going to be another one on Fort Despair. So we get to see these 2 teams playing Fort Despair. Maybe it'll be pretty different than the previous one. We'll see, I guess. Okay, Ccrs X-Wing set is next. And then the loser of this set plays against... who is it? Lux. No, Lux and Ccrs are... Wait, what? Okay, kind of confused here. Things are switched up on me a little bit, but let's just focus on this game for now. So the X-Wing Ccrs rematch. I will probably go down and do that after this, but this set, we'll focus on this one first. I'm over here running the room and still banning this guy before Pickle. Al Pickle. AV5 from Prevail. That's an interesting tank. I just noticed that. They're keeping the Skoda. It worked last game. They're having a Kyler now. We saw one earlier. Double a mill 1. These are some crazy tank picks by Prevail. They're not what you expect to see, but they're all good. It's just like, not like, you know, the spammy meta that we're used to seeing in tier 10, where it's like there's a couple good tanks and then that's all you see. We're seeing a lot of variety here in tier 8, which I can appreciate. I can definitely appreciate it. EXC seems to be focused on the armor though. They're running Sharks, they're running 2.52s now and a K2. Interesting. One moment. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that, but here we are with the tiebreaker. EXC and Prevail. Both tied up at 2 apiece. And yeah, interesting tanks as I commented on before. But no medium tank for EXC. We have one for Prevail, a Barask. Hopefully he doesn't get himself killed early on here. All of the EXC tanks are here. They're all spotted. Waterlogged actually spotting 4 tanks out here. Better back out quickly. He's turned around. That's good. Also didn't get himself spotted too early on either. Also, I like how he just turned. That subtle little turn means that he didn't get spotted by Goshir until just now. Means he's going to be able to get out no problem. Nice little subtle play there. Prevail, though, they have tanks on C, and so does EXC, actually. They find Dragon here. Now, if you're Prevail, you just push this, right? You know that EXC has so many tanks over on the other side. You just push this. So they've got double a mill 1 and absolutely just deleted Dragon. Holy cow. Double a mill basically exactly what Prevail needed over here. And they just got a quick kill in the early game. They haven't shot any other tanks. They just get a free kill. It's a 7 versus 6. EXC did take A quickly, and they're going to counter push into Prevail's spawn. Kabushta might be able to sneak something into Waterlogged Seabiscuit. They do grab B, but I don't know if it's going to go down to caps here. If you're Prevail, you got to keep up the momentum, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're pushing into Luis and Goshira here. Saul's going to be coming back for support. Raul might as well. If you're Prevail, you have to step up the aggression here, because now the Emils are getting deleted. Unfortunate for Prevail, they weren't able to take the advantage that they needed to take. Luis in a very good spot for holding them off. Might even be able to put another shot in. No, misses it. And actually, Solid does get the kill on Captain Squash, though. Prevail overextended, but only pushed 3 tanks. If you pushed more tanks than that, they would have had a fine push indeed, but unfortunately, they're not really executing. They're taking their sweet time and might actually get punished because of it. Stirp is incredibly low. They still have the HP lead, but they need to get themselves in there. Caposto with a huge shot into the rear of Saved by Grace. Stirp gets killed as well, and now EXC are leading on the tanks. Chipito will go down momentarily here, but look at Goshira here to support with Lifty. 0 points alone against 2 tanks. Prevail needs to do something. Saved by Grace and Ghost just seem lost. Lifty and Biscuit aren't really getting themselves into the fight either. Yeah, Saved by Grace just gets picked off in the center. 0 point will fall as well, and I think EXE is going to take this. Yep, down goes 0 point. Prevail had such a good lead. Getting that early kill on Dragon was huge, but they didn't do anything with it. They pushed forward with only 3 tanks and just ended up getting deleted. Need to be more unified with that push, and unfortunately they weren't really mobile enough to get together. That's tough. And yeah, Goss will go down on C. Lifty will put one more shot into Luis, but I think this is it for Prevail, unfortunately. They did such a good job at equalizing the set down 2-0, but was not enough. Down goes Lifty. Goss will get the kill here, but Luis will come in. Just don't bounce this shot and you're good. There you go. And Waterlog Biscuit trying to get the kill, bounces it, and that should be GG here. Congrats to EXE for moving on to the winners finals, which I guess will be tomorrow. It was told, or I was told. He's bounced from Luis. Waterlog actually stays alive until the end, but wasn't enough. EXE takes the dub. GG. There we go. Congrats to EXE again. Prevail did good, but they're not out of it yet. They'll be playing in a bit, actually. But I think we're going to go watch X-Wing CCRS. Let's go watch them. CCRS X-Wing. I should probably hide this. And we're in. Dang, yeah. Very thankful to the refs for that. I think that was Fueler who let me in there. Thank you, Fueler, for bringing me in to watch that mid-set. You know, keep the stream entertained. Now, this next one is set to begin in 5 minutes, but everyone's actually in right now. We've got X-Wing and CCRS. We've already watched CCRS play once. Had a very close set against Kraken, but we're not able to pull through. But they're now playing against X-Wing. So let me get those logos set up. We're good. And now we'll just wait, I suppose. Winners brackets concluded till tomorrow. Good to know. Loser's side is doing one more set. So I think it's Lux Prevail next. Okay. But that's going to be going at the same time as this set. So maybe we'll catch the end of it. Just like the last set. We'll see. Yeah. Yamato is a map that's not played in competitive normally, so we'll see how this map is played. We're also seeing some new tanks in this set in the training room that have not been used yet by any of the other teams that we've watched. So X-Wing with something unique that I haven't seen yet, and CCRS as well. Once, I guess, the first game starts, we'll go ahead and show things and be able to take a look from there. Right now, not everyone's rated up. Everyone's just kind of chilling right now. But yeah, very interesting stuff. They're going to do some subs on X-Wing team. Alright, looks like we're good now. Yeah, GG's, Goss. But yeah, I do like tier 8, how there's a lot more tanks that are being used. Tier 10, you don't really see that much variety. Like a tiny bit, but really not much at all. The meta is very well defined. Granted, I think if tier 8 tournaments were taken more seriously, maybe we'd see a more well-defined meta, but in general, there's just like a lot more tanks at tier 8, so the variety is just like bound to be greater anyway. It looks like everyone's ready, so I guess whenever they decide to boot up the room, I think the set starts in 1 minute technically, but we can go out and show the room now, I suppose. Yeah, interesting lineups. Ccrs running a T-77, great tank. I expected to see them tonight, and surprised that it took this long to see one, but that's the new tank that we saw on their team. And on X-Wing, it is the 112-2 and the Chrysler K and the ISU 152. Again, all of these tanks are good. I absolutely expect to see 112-2 today. It's one of the best of the Russian-esque heavies in tier 8. Along with the 53 TP, I'd say the 112-2 is right up there. It's got better armor for sure than the 53 TP. Much worse gun, but better armor. Chrysler K, very good side scraping tank. Very good like as an overall heavium. It's quite fast as well. Gun's reasonably good. And the ISU 152, an interesting tank. You know, it's of course got that hard-hitting 640 alpha gun. Very inflexible otherwise, but it's very good for what it needs to do, which is be a tank destroyer. So we'll see how it's played here. And this is my first time watching a 7v7 on Yamato Harbor in years. I don't know if this map has been meta since it was released, or since I streamed competitive at least. So we're not seeing it normally in competitive, so it's interesting to see it today. Strats that haven't necessarily been like played that extensively just because of the nature of this map not being in comp, but we'll see how it goes. Sorry, I say MM because there's one MM play and I was looking at him at the time. Ccrs mostly set up in the town. X-Wing do take C. They get an early cap lead. Not very easy for either team to take bases in the town. Mikarayo in the Chrysler K. I was talking about how good the tank is at side screaming. I guess the 53 TP not having any problems putting shot into the side of the tank. Now this tank is here to reset the A base, but does take an early hit. Blood and Guts is going to step in A now after Karayo put the shot out. No, he's not going to step A. He's pushing right on through. Ccrs is going for an early push here, but getting double tapped. Blood and Guts taking a lot of damage, and Cryo should be able to hold out nicely. Low Yolo taking some damage as well, and even though E-Wing doesn't have that many tanks in the town, they only have a few, they were able to put out a lot of damage. They're in 1,000 HP in the lead, however. It's not going to be enough to save Mr. Ion here. He goes down quite quickly. It's just talking about how good the 112-2's armor is, but he got surrounded, so there's nothing you can do there. Viken will be going down himself in just a moment. He puts another shot into Low Yolo before falling, and he actually got a good roll as well. Also, Cryo getting the kill on Blood and Guts is huge. The fact that X-Wing only had 3 tanks in the town but still managed to get a kill, or 2 kills, or a kill, sorry, is pretty good, but huge shots into Junior Black Baron. Look at that response from Ccrs. Their focus fire is excellent. Immediately taking it Junior Black Baron after he only put in 1 shot. Cryo goes down as well. It's a 5v3. Funny enough, the hit points are actually incredibly close right now for the two teams because all of the X-Wing team tanks are full HP, but they are down 2 right now in terms of guns. And going to be a big challenge in the end game here. Aromatic is going to try to set a nice crossfire up on General Froggington, but misses the shot and won't be able to shoot Feisty Boo or One Singular Flea either. They quickly pick up Ziploc, Funny Farm. He's in a medium tank. He has no armor. There's no way he survives this Line King with a big shot. Misses the HE pen. Wasn't really necessary to shoot HE there, but either way, Ccrs taking game 1 quite convincingly here with a very nice push through the town. And even though X-Wing did put some good bleeds in on the crossing, they just didn't have the tanks to throw into the fight, and Ccrs just used their gun advantage in the town to get quick kills. And they take game 1, no problem there. Looking very nice. So there's that, game number 1, Ccrs. X-Wing having the opportunity to equalize here. This is another best of 5. So we'll have some time here to see if they can run it back or not. Move back to the training room. X-Wing will again take the 112-2, which again I think it's a good tank. Unfortunately, you know, he got pushed from behind, so the armor doesn't do a whole lot in that instance, but it is one of the best armored tanks out of the Russian heavies. Along with the Skoda T-56, which we saw earlier, being played, I think, by Prevail. But no, he's going to switch out of it. Fair enough. SMV again. Great tank. Unfortunately, Black Baron didn't have a very great experience in the ISU after pushing in there. I didn't see how much damage he did. There's these over here. So he put in 2 shots. Not that bad. Like, that's 1,200 damage. It's middle of the team. But, you know, once he got himself into the fight, it just was over for the ISU 152. Because, again, all it has is gun. Has nothing else. No armor, no mobility, no flexibility, no turret. So he just kind of had to drive around the corner, put in the shot, and then couldn't get back around the corner before getting focused down. Finally, K2. We've seen a couple K2s tonight, Pickle. I'm pretty sure EXE ran 1 or 2 at one point. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Ccrs with another T-77. I like the pick. Yeah, we'll just wait on everyone to ready up. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, right? There's 4 minutes of delay here, so if we're sitting here for longer than 4 minutes, it spoils the gameplay, or it spoils the lineups a little bit, so. What's up, OG? How you doing? Mr. Tony? Come on, ready up. Here we go. Game 2. And here we are. And again, Ccrs pretty committed towards the town. Oh, I just noticed that we actually have an ISU in addition to the SMV here, so X-Wing will keep the ISU, actually. They're just moving it to a different driver. Fair enough. He's going to be set up to look at A. Biken gets the spot, so Cryo should be able to put in a good shot. Does so. Big shot in a low YOLO. Gets back into cover before returning fire. But Ccrs, they don't care. They're just pushing in. Again, X-Wing has kind of split themselves up here, and Ccrs are taking full advantage of that. Look at Biken here. He got the early spots in, but unfortunately, Feisty Boo should be able to pick him off here. He does so. X-Wing is spreading out a lot on the opening game and completely getting punished for it. They do put good shots into Ccrs, like low YOLO is pretty low. Feisty Boo actually does get picked off, as well as Biggie. Actually, X-Wing is up on the hit points right now, but it's going to be tricky. They're still not that unified, but good shots in the cloak. Careful, though. Cryo actually looking past Blood and Guts for the kill on Biggie. It's a very good play from Cryo. He'll be fighting in that 1v1 right now. It's not going to be easy to beat a hugging 252U, but really good heads-up play there from X-Wing getting that kill. Cloak Careful will go down as well. And actually, X-Wing, you know, I was just criticizing that how spread out they were, but they've brought it back. They have actually brought it back. Blood and Guts does get the kill on Cryo, so unfortunately, you know, they do lose that tank, but they are up now. I was just criticizing them, and it worked out very well. I guess I'm eating my words here. Well played to X-Wing for proving me wrong. I was very concerned. You know, Ccrs just went for a huge push, and X-Wing kind of ate it, but they put so many bleeds into Ccrs for doing so that it worked out pretty well. Blood and Guts not able to get the kill on Black Bear in there. He's going to stay alive this time around. Funny Farm's going to help out. And X-Wing has found a flea as well. He will fall in a moment. And misses that shot. But Black Baron does get the kill on Blood and Guts, so he will survive this game. And down goes Flea. It's tied 1-1. X-Wing equaling it out. Very nice. I was concerned there. I thought that they weren't going to be able to do it, but they did. Well played, guys. What does CCRS stand for? Cold Creek Revival Song? Probably. Nah, I know Cloaked Careful is the leader, so it's probably Careful Crimes. I don't know what the RS means, but if I look at the clan profile, Careful Crimes. I don't know what the RS is. C Crimes? CRS? I don't know. But that's the clan. Of course, X-Wing is for like the X-Wing like Star Wars thing, of course, you know. They're a Star Wars themed clan. Actually one of the older clans in the NA server. I played back when clans were first released in 2015 with update 2.0, and X-Wing was one of the older ones. I don't know if they released right on that day, but they were pretty early on. Like, they're 2015 clan, maybe 2016 at the latest, if I look at their profile here. Clan profile. Rated 2015, there you go. 12/10/2015. I don't remember what the day of update 2.0 was, though. If I looked at a certain clan 501st, that clan, that was my OG clan, that was also made the day of update 2.0. If I can see the date that they were made, actually, if I look at Defiant as well, they were the same. 8/4. So it looks like 8/4 was the day of 2.0. So yeah, they came out the same, like within a few months of clans being out. So they're an old clan. Although I've kind of made myself clear with that. Anyway, Middleburg for games 3 and 4. My headphones are yelling at me, telling me that they're low battery, so I'll have to charge them. Ooh, they're at 10%. That's a little scary. I didn't pay too much attention to that. Now I'm getting yelled at for it. Oopsie daisy. But it should be enough to last the rest of this stream. 10% still probably another hour or two. But here we are on Middleburg. I haven't really commented on this map yet or the lineups. We're seeing lots of 53 TPs for CCRS. 2 for X-Wing as well, a K2. Prague, 2 Sharks, and a VK100. VK100, that's a crazy pick. Not only is it unexpected in terms of like non-standard, it's also, in my opinion, not the best tank to play. He's gonna go for a B cap. I understand the idea. They're trying to have like a mouse role in terms of like a tank, you know, super heavy to hold the town down. But the VK100 doesn't really do what the mouse does at all. It's just, it's not armored like a mouse. It's got a massive overplate, massive cupola. It can't just survive any frontal push like a mouse can. Doesn't have nutty hit points either. I mean, it's good. 1976 is good, but not like an insanely high hit point pool like the mouse has. So we'll see, I guess. CCRS does have a couple tanks down as well. They've got Cloaked Careful, and they also have Flea who's kind of hanging back as well, but for the most part everyone's up top. Flea took a hit as well, although Jules is already getting bled out pretty heavily here. Cloak Careful put in a shot. Flea is put in both into Jules. But Jules is just kind of here to push and kind of be some sort of distraction while X-Wing is still regrouping all of their tanks. They're going to go in for a hard push here. Jules is already low, 744 HP. If you're in a mouse there, you're hopefully still above half HP at this point, taking some fire. He does go down, but in comes X-Wing with a huge push. They've got Froggington pretty low. They're going to look for Biggie or Loyal. Looks like Loyal is going to be the tank to pick. Feisty Boo should have the kill in Aromatica as long as he doesn't low roll it here, which he could. It's an average roll will kill, and he does get it. But they lose Loyal, who is pretty healthy, and now who's the focus fire target if you're X-Wing, right? Ccrs is bringing the rest of their tanks into the fight. Hit points are still even, tanks are still even, but Feisty Boo gets picked off first. Cloaked Careful will have the kill in Aeon. And X-Wing, who do they focus fire here? Is it going to be Biggie? Looks like it's Biggie. Cryo's looking for Biggie. Funny Farm's just doing his best to stay alive. Cryo's realizing he's not going to be able to have that shot, so he's going to look elsewhere. Maybe into Singular Flea. No, he puts into Cloaked Careful. Now, Funny Farm, incredibly low on 289 HP. Biggie was maybe looking to get that kill, but great job from X-Wing shutting that down. Flea is trying to look for Funny Farm, but going to be a tricky kill to grab. He's going around. Ziplock's looking for him. Not going to be able to find him. But there's Flea. He's spotted. He gets the kill on Funny Farm. That's a big pickup right there. He'll have the rear of one of these tanks to shoot at as well, but X-Wing just needs to push their advantage here. That tank is going to be reloading and doesn't have very good DPM. But Cryo missing the shot into Cloaked Careful. That's very important to hit that. His 2 shots would have gotten Cloaked Careful extremely low, but unfortunately, the end game play there not looking too great for X-Wing, and now Ccrs has the tank advantage. Not anymore as the kill does go in, but Cryo drops to Lion King, and now it's a 2-on-1. And Biken's not going to have an easy time clutching this one out. He'll put the shot into Lion King, allowing Flea to go for a full clip reload here. He's going to have his shots in just a moment here. He'll trade another shell with Lion King, who might actually not have the gun depression for this. No, he actually bounces it. Biken has an opportunity here. He doesn't know exactly where Flea's at, but he's just got to push forward and put the shot in here. But Lion King backed up so long that he's already almost reloaded to put another shot in. He will hit it. Flea puts in the clip. That's minus 1200 for Biken, but he should be able to pick up the kill on Lion King here. Shouldn't bounce this. You're on his side. Just hit that. Very good. The question is who out-reloads. I think it's Flea. Flea's only about 5 seconds away from the clip. Biken's got to face that armor forward, but he's not going to be able to do it in time, and Flea hits the shot, giving Ccrs game number 3, an incredibly close one. That bounce shot from Cryo absolutely costing X-Wing there. That was painful. Could have been a dub for X-Wing in the end game, as they did have a good advantage with the brass going on that long reload, but they weren't able to get that kill in time. Great game there from Lion King, 3.8, 3.6 from Flea, 3.4 from Biken there, but wasn't quite enough to carry X-Wing to a game number 3 win, which goes to Ccrs. But of course, X-Wing's not out of it. They have a chance to equalize. This is a best of 5, so they can take this game. Force a tiebreaker on Lagoon. Will we see it? Seen lots of tiebreaker sets today. In fact, every set we've seen today has been a tiebreaker. So, even though we slipped in on last second, will this continue? Suppose we'll have to find out in just a minute here. X-Wing seems to be changing their stuff up a bit. No more VK 100, which I think was a very suspect play. I understand the idea of driving in there causing a distraction, but like, I don't know, that tank doesn't have the hit points and durability that like the mouse would be used to do a similar play with in tier 10. Then again, Ccrs is running 2 of them. They're running 2 VK 100s. Looks like a very clear town play to me. Double 252 double VK 100. And a 7-7 as well, T77. Yeah, this looks like a full town play to me. Wouldn't be surprised. X-Wing getting rid of Frog, but they have a RU-251. Just commented earlier on that tank, actually not one that I expected to see today. I don't think it's that good, but they're running one. Very interesting. But he's going to be running down? What is this? He's not running down. Okay, I was very confused by that opening play. Ccrs, of course, they are going all tone here. Not surprised at all. If you're Funny Farm, like, I would have gone for, like, really aggressive opening spots there. You're the only light tank in the game. You see their lineup. It's very obvious that they're playing in the town. Could have gotten some very good opening spots. Does actually light Lion King and B, but, like, what does that accomplish? I don't know. Grabbing A with the light tank? You're crazy. X-Wing is insane. He's dead. He's just dead. You look at that lineup and you send the light tank to grab A. He's just dead. This is very unfortunate, guys. We're about to witness it. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Unfortunate there. And it's just straight up a 6v7. Ccrs has 3,000 HP lead. That's tough. That's tough. It's okay. I mean, I shouldn't be saying this like these are pro clans. They're not pro clans, guys. These are all, you know, similarly skilled clans. This is an invitational where the top clans weren't necessarily invited, just to kind of keep things competitive for all the mid-level clans on the server, which, of course, not a bad thing at all. I think it's cool, and I think it makes for a more competitive tournament overall, but unfortunately, you know, sometimes you have to call out plays like that for what they are. X-Wing is trying to make a counter push into Frogington. They do get him pretty low, but they end up losing Aromatica before being able to pick him off. Aeon not looking in the correct direction. He's looking at Lion King right now. And while they are able to get the kill on General Frogington, down goes Aeon. It is a 6v4, and things are looking pretty tricky here for X-Wing. Unfortunately, I believe we might be looking at the end of their tournament run. They had a great run. Definitely, it was enjoyable watching this set. And a bummer that it has to go out this way, but it looks like the VK100s are able to make it work after all. This game number 4 here. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's the reason they won. It was more along the lines of, you know, picking up the RU in the opening play, but, you know, I do enjoy seeing all the new tanks in this tournament. It's been enjoyable. And Cry will go down here to fight Cebu. And that's it, guys. Game 4 goes to Ccrs. They win the set 3-1. They'll move on tomorrow. X-Wing does go down. They don't quite make it to the second day, but it is all good. Thank you for participating today. We'll see if we can catch the end of the next set here. Yeah, unfortunate there for Funny Farmy. There's a sore rear end there, let's just say that. And that's that. GG. See maybe if we can quickly sneak into another tier 8 smash room if there is one. Lux Prevail. See if I can find that room quickly. What's the password for this one? Oh, 1 minute until forfeit. Oh, is this a potential forfeit? Uh-oh. Prevail's not readying up. Oh, I'm getting snuck in here. Let's fucking go. Prevail knocks 2-0. Yep, I did get snuck in here. Alright, so let's reset the scoreboard. It is Lux on the left, Prevail on the right. It's 2 on the right team. Lux, Prevail. There we go. I've never used Lux logo before. I'm not sure how well it's showing up on the stream. Hopefully it's not that bad. It doesn't seem to be too great though, to be honest. Oh well. It's fine. Neither team is readied up. Not sure what the call is going to be. The ref was telling them to ready up or the game is going to be forfeit, but neither team is all readied up, so I don't really know what the call out is here. I don't know. But we'll get to the training room view. What's the thought process on it? Is cap C? Yeah, that was very strange. But you know, these aren't your pro teams. I'm not sure. Did he cap the base? True. Yeah, I will say one skill that can be a little bit tricky is reading lineups and then adapting based off of that. So maybe they already had the strat drawn up. I don't know, and then they saw they were hoping that maybe if the other team was all going up top, then what they could do is cap with the RU down low and then run up and not have to worry about, you know, a heavy taking all that time. But when you see that lineup and you realize, okay, the entire enemy team's likely playing down low, why bring the light tank there? I don't know. Just need to think a little bit about that, I must say. And we're saying Skid needs to ready now or forfeit. Uh-oh. What is up with Prevail? They are taking forever. Nope, he's readied up. Alright. Took a while, but here we are, guys. Now, we are stepping into the middle of this set right now, guys. We didn't watch the first two games. Kind of similar to the last time we watched Prevail. They were playing against EXC. We were finishing up the last set and we didn't get to watch them, but now we do. Prevail is up 2-0 this time. Previously they were down 2-0. They won the third game as I joined the room, so I didn't get to watch it, but I saw it happen like live, like in the training room feed. But this time, interesting, Lux is actually sending their RU tank to A, doing the same exact thing that we just saw, but he's stepping out quickly. An adaptation, whereas previously we just saw X-Wing lose their RU in the base. This time, quick reaction from Lux is going to keep them actually alive. So it's funny that we see the same idea twice. But again, like, I understand the idea, but when you see the lineup, right, like, you can see there's no medium tanks, no light tanks on the Prevail team. You just take up top. You just take up top. There's no reason to go all the way down. Top is free. So we'll finally step C now, but we're a minute into the game. And we already have a cap lead from Prevail. They are completely set up in the town here. Didn't really go over the lineups. They got 2 KV5s. We saw them run one before on Fort Despair, but they have 2 now. Goss and 0 point are getting bled out quite heavily, though. Really good positions from Lux. And they're actually being able to push all the way through up top. They have rear shots into 0 point at this point. So they've got complete map control. Prevail, of course, you know, they're in the town where all the bases are, so it's not that big of a deal. But they got bled out to the point where they are lower on HP despite having all of these super, like, very armored, high hit point heavy tanks. Whereas Lux has, like, they have an SMV and they have an RU-251, and, you know, you'd expect them to be lower HP to start. But Trath, though, little overextension there, taking a full clip from lifting the Mill Wand. Didn't expect to see that tank there. And he has lost most of his hit points. I was just talking about how much Lux is doing such a good job at bleeding Prevail, but now they've got the lowest HP tank in the game on their team. And it's the light tank. You know, bleeding early game in light tanks is killer. That is something that you really need to avoid as any competitive team, you know. Having HP on your light tanks in the end game is so, so useful. Never cap A with a light if they're already in B. Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you have to read the lineup. They were just hoping that the other team would go up top, and then when they didn't, they just stuck to their strat anyway. It was a bad adaptation. I agree. But, like, I understand the idea of why they would want to do so in the first place. They just didn't react to the game situation, that's all. That was the problem. Whereas Lux, I mean, they kind of did the same thing. They didn't really adapt either and realize, okay, there's no lights on the enemy team. They're probably not going up top. But anyway, we don't need to keep commenting on that. Let's just focus on this game here. Prevail, they're boxed in, but they've kept the hit points pretty equal. They've got bleeds on Unicron as well. Overall, though, Lux is still doing a good job at chipping away from them. Jose here in the SMV, though, he takes a shot, turning his turret to the side a little bit. He has to worry about Seabiscuit and Captain Squash here, and since he turned his turret that way, he took a shot from the KV-5 there, 24 clad. Does end up getting picked off there. Good pens there from Prevail. They hit their shots, and they will be a tank up now in the middle part of this game. Lux is going to go for a counter push into Lifty with their Sheriff, their second SMV, the 53 TP, and they're putting in good shots. Goss is trying to cover, but everyone's low HP. Lifty has completely lost his clip. He will get picked off here. Down it goes 0 point as well, and it's 810 points here for Prevail. But it's still a 5v5. They have the HP lead actually by quite a bit. They get the Cone Destroyer, and Pure Tank Boy will stop the B base. They're going to have both bases here. They kill Goss as well, 4v4. But there's no HP left for Prevail, so this is going to be very, very tricky. Or, sorry, no HP left for Nox. Lux. Blah, blah, blah. Lux. There's only one player in the Lux clan alive right now, so that confuses me a lot, but they have no HP left to work with. Your Captain Squash has so much, he's just going to drive in. Seabiscuit's just going to drive in. They have so much HP to work with. They get the kill. They've grabbed A. They're going to push into Tank Boy and Pierre get the kill. Even though they lose 24 clad, it doesn't really matter that much. Not a huge deal. All they need to do is keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Trath will farm you from the side. Yes, that's going to happen. Do you have to worry about that much? Hard to say. Right now, cap points are what really matters. You need to get the kill. Skid, getting the kill on Tank Boy. You need to kill Ampere, and then you need to step on B. So Waterlog Seabiscuit looking for the kill here. Step on B. Doesn't matter, actually. It's going to be really close. Could it be the 1v3? 980, 990, 975. I think Prevail takes it. Just in time. No! Lux takes it. The 1v3. Cap's right in the end. What? I was trying to count it down, figure out who was going to win that on Cap, but Lux actually winning on the bases. Strat staying alive just in time. If Prevail had stopped that base, they would have been okay, but they couldn't do it. They rushed to get the kill, which I understand, but they just didn't have the resources in the end. Lux snuck that one in. Very impressive there. Great game. I thought Prevail was looking really good in the end game. Lux had great map positioning the entire time, but they never had the hit points. Also, at the end of that game, we got 10 gift subs from Andy. Andy, thank you for the 10 subs. That's insane. Very kind of you. So I have to, of course, keep them muted to prevent the distractions for the stream, but thank you so much. Andy, I always appreciate your support. Thank you for the gift subs. DFMBO, absolutely. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated, Andy. Right now we're streaming the SIGYN Invitational. It's a tier 8 tournament. That's today and tomorrow. Little thing that SIGYN organized, which is pretty cool. We are on the losers bracket quarterfinals. I'll have an updated bracket to look at tomorrow, but this is the last set of the day. We missed the first two games because we were watching a different set, so we're kind of just sneaking in here. But Lux sneaking that game in there. Prevail was looking poised to take it with the hit points in the end game, but Lux did it. And they're keeping the RU in. They seem to believe in the RU. I was just commenting on how I don't know if I like the tank pick over like an FE301, but RU seems to work for them. Had the strat drawn up, had no backup for Collar to quickly go. Yeah, it's understandable. Didn't know the comms, you were definitely saying not to go for strat. Fair enough. Yeah, it's just a matter of adapting, right? Yes, you already wrote the strat, but when you look at that team and you see that they've got 7 heavy tanks and they're probably all going down, you have to think like, maybe it's not a good idea to put my RU there. Especially when they already grabbed the B base. Like, oh, they've probably pushed pretty heavily through the town. So, it's all good. You guys are learning, right? But it's just, you know, something to think about. You know, a way to improve. I'm not trying to criticize too much. More like, you know, that's what went wrong. Now you know. Definitely getting for all your HP. Ahaha. We're waiting on game 4 here. We are. Got double Carnarvon for Lux. I like it. I think they're great tanks. Definitely going to go for some sort of brawl here. Last game, we saw them trying to chip away at Prevail, which they ended up being able to do. But this time, they probably want a full brawl here with the Carnarvons, because they're not good at anything else other than a full-out brawl. Double SMV, Sheriff, 6-0, 53 TP, and RU. We're seeing a tank I never expected to see today. Lorraine Fearless. Droodles' favorite tank. Droodles' favorite tank. Trying to get the good view of that. I'm not gonna speak it out loud, but you all know what I'm referring to. That's an interesting pick for this one, but we'll see how it goes. Again, they do an early cap with the light tank. It's a really weird play. They do it when they expect all of the enemy team to go up top, but instead, like, Trath is capping for some reason in the light tank, just getting blood early game. This is, like, such a struggle in competitive. Losing all of your HP early game in a light tank. When you're in the end game, your mobility tanks are the ones that dictate the pace. So if you're able to have a lot of HP in those light tanks to play confidently, to be able to use your HP to pick off, like, kills and stuff, which is what these tanks are so good at doing in the end game, that is very important to have. And unfortunately, both games that we've seen Lux play, they're not able to keep their tanks alive. Or not necessarily not alive because they survived, but not able to keep their tanks healthy. That's what I meant to say. This time, though, Lux does have a very good opening advantage. They've got good bleeds into Goss, who is trying to run away from up top, as well as Captain Squash getting bled pretty heavily himself. The Chimera, so both of the meds. Split strats on this map are very tricky. You have to make sure that your lights and meds are very well supported there, because that's an easy push for Lux to take, you know. A Lorraine Fearless and a Chimera are not going to be able to hold back tanks. You need to have more tanks up top if you're going to try to contest it, because it's very easy to drive tanks down. It's not easy to drive tanks up to provide more support to that Chimera and Lorraine. Like, you're never going to be bringing those Sharks, those KV5s up top to help out. That's just not possible. So you need to already have them up there if you want to have that support. It's funny because the caps take at the same time they would have lost because it was not synced by one. Yeah, it's a little tricky. But yeah, somehow Lux took that last one. But back to this one. Hit points are pretty even. Both teams have bled themselves out pretty nicely, but we're 2.5 minutes into the game and already Prevail's at 700 cap, almost 800, sorry. And Lux needs to make a move. They're going to do it. They've got the double Carnarvon. I want to watch these guys. Just like the DPM that these tanks have are insane. I like this play here. They're starting by pushing in with the tanks in the center to maybe turn these guns a little bit. And now in come the Carnarvons. They don't have very good pen, so you don't want to be focusing the front of that KV5. You want to be just able to deal damage. Yeah, they're bouncing a little shots. You just need to be shooting that Shark or something. Yeah, shoot the Shark. They're bouncing half the shots off the KV5. That tank struggles with pen. Stop the B base, set in the base, get that kill. Very good. But those Carnarvons need to get themselves in the fight. They've got plenty of hit points. They've got lots of DPM to use here. Absolutely need to get yourselves into the fight. They're going to split up a little bit. Go for a kill on Lifty and 0 Point here. Yeah, Prevail's got no hit points left. Nox is just, your Lux is chewing through it. I'm seeing like all of these Nox players. There's Momo, there's Ampere. It's kind of confusing me in terms of the player lineup, but there you go. Nice shot from Destroyer getting that kill, and now it's 980 points for Team Lux, and they should be able to equalize this. We're going to be seeing another Game 5 set here. 4 out of the 5 matches we've watched today have gone to tiebreaker. That's incredible. Good stuff from Lux. Carnarvons could have used a little bit of work in terms of their utilization there, but I like the idea. Those tanks are great, very underrated, high DPM, very good at brawling, and they have reactive armor as well. Or was that removed? That might have been removed. I don't remember. They could have been removed, actually, but absolutely. Good push in there from Nox. Lux, last second. See, like, Nox and Nox. It makes me think that that's a Nox team. It's not. They're Lux. Fair enough. Did so much that game. For sure, Marshall. Don't know what you're referring to. I'm just saying, like, in general, if you're talking about me saying, like, the RU cap in the base, I understand it only from the perspective that if you think the entire enemy team's going up top, then you can get away with it. Because if you have a heavy cap it and then go up, it's going to be really slow. But if you have a light tank cap it and go up, it's going to be a lot faster. But other than that, it's kind of confusing. X-Wing do, they are out, unfortunately. They lost to Ccrs in the end. Anyway, we're moving on to Lagoon as the final game. Oops, I still want to be in this, sorry. Pressed the wrong button. Let's rushing the action, X is better. Yeah, Karn is better for brawling, but other than that, yeah, action done. Carnarvon's DPM just solos, though. It's a funny for when Loki really does that, yeah, rip. Yeah, Lagoon for the last map here. Double Sheriff for Lux. Interesting tanks. We've seen a few of those today. Prevail still picking, of course. Not clear to me if there's going to be another set after this or not. Apparently they are playing another one. Interesting. Okay. So this might not be it actually today. We might still see more. We'll see. I don't mind the stream going long. It's cool with me. Here we are, y'all. We've got game number 5. The 4th tiebreaker we've seen today out of the 5 sets we've watched so far. Granted, we've only watched a part of this set, but previously we watched Prevail down 2-0, then tie it up. Now we just saw Prevail up 2-0, and then Lux tied it up. Trath and the Swindler, we're seeing several Swindlers today. Maybe this tank is just better than I realize. Fair enough, honestly. I'm willing to admit that I'm wrong. I've just never seen this tank played, like, very heavily. So that's very interesting to me. Doesn't spot anything, though. All of Prevail goes the other way. Lux will take a quick A grab. Prevail will have B. And it looks like Lux is probably going to double A, so they'll take it first. Yeah, they will. Doesn't really matter, though, because Prevail has a very clean and free C base, which they have a Chimera on. We do see some Chimera play today. No, it's a good tank, and I did comment that I wouldn't be surprised to see it today, but it doesn't feel like a competitive tank to me. I don't know. It doesn't have the mobility of a medium/light, like a typical medium/light, and it doesn't have the armor of a heavy. The only thing it has is like alpha damage. It's the only thing the tank has, and it's good enough, honestly, to make it a very solid pub tank. But that's all it has. It's kind of awkward. Again, good enough for pubs, but for competitive play, I don't know. If you want alpha damage, sometimes there are other tanks you can play, like the SMV, which we're seeing. Great pick. So now Swindler getting spotted. Also Impure getting lit by the SMV. Chimera going to be able to put another shot too, but he takes one. And I suppose, yeah, the strength of the Chimera is if the play is really slow and you're able to just put in a quick shot, trade it, and back out, there's not really a better tank for that than the Chimera. I like the play from Waterlogged here, turning around as Nox is pushing in from the side. Impure gets lit. He'll take a big hit. Absolutely. He's getting blowed out very heavily. Lux overextending maybe a little bit here with these tanks. They are going to be going around to try to see if they can solo out Goss, though. Goss loses his hit points there from double shot from the Swindler. But Prevail, they're not trying to push Impure here. They're in fact just trying to hold on because there's a 3v2 over there. Prevail does have the surround on Momo, though. If they can get a nice kill on Momo, the double shot from the Barask will be good, and then the Action 10 putting in a shot. Yeah, that's very nice there. One Carnarvon here from Lux now seems a little bit out of place. Doesn't really have any support. He'll be able to put in another shot or two, but Lifty's here to support as well. Trath shot his reserve shell and just reloaded it now. It's going to be very awkward. I think Jose's permatracked. Yeah, Jose is permatracked. Unfortunately, he's got a dead driver as well. Lifty will pick up the kill. Very nicely done there. Good plays from Lifty. And also, looks like Tank Boy is being potentially surrounded as well. Good kill on Impere. Prevail now has several tanks able to put shots in here. Unicron still healthy up top. Or sorry, Waterlog still healthy up top. Gets the kill into Unicron. That's what I meant to say. And I think Prevail shall prevail this set here. They have 5 tanks remaining, only 2 for Team Lux. Trath will go in and shoot his clip just to try to help out here, but unfortunately, I don't think they've got it left in the mirror. He's just going to sit here, not worry about running away. Puts his shot in. No, not going to go for the reverse shell. He's just going to survive, might as well, because Prevail has the caps, but history repeats itself yet again here. The team with the 2-0 advantage does end up winning it. Shout out to Lux for tying it up, providing us a great show at the end here. But in the end, it was Prevail to take it. Congrats to them. They will survive. Apparently, we do have another set. It's going to be Prevail versus Ccrs. So congrats, Lux, on a good run. Unfortunately, it will end here. Now it's going to be Ccrs versus Prevail. We will see another set here, so congrats to these guys. We'll hang out in the room for now. No, it seems the room's already gone. Fair enough. So we'll reset the scoreboard and prepare for the next set. It should just be Ccrs on the left. But not entirely sure when it's going to start. So I have an idea for what I can do here. I'm just going to take like a snippet of the thing, and then we can look at it this side. It's kind of awkward, but it works. No, it doesn't really work actually at all. I'm trying to full screen the snipping tool so I can like draw on it, but no, I'm not going to have like a graphically updated bracket to look at. So it's not even worth looking at this point. But yeah, I guess I can quickly pull it up, show the screen. We are, I believe, right here. So we're going to be playing this set. So tomorrow should be top 3 then? So right here we have Kraken here, EXE here, Ccrs here, and Prevail here. I believe those were the top 4 seeds, so it worked out in the end actually quite nicely. But those are our 4 teams that make up top 4. And then after this next set, which is again Ccrs Prevail, we'll have our top 3. I believe Prevail was the 3rd set and Ccrs was the 4th seed. But we'll play this set, then tomorrow we will start out with winner bracket finals, lower bracket finals, and then grands. And we'll see who the champion is. So that's going to be tomorrow. So we'll have one more set here right now. In like 10 minutes or so. ISU 130, that could be interesting. Okay, yeah, but that's that. We'll go ahead and again hide the screen while we get set up. We'll go to Smash Room A. So yeah, we'll wait for the room. Radar was removed from the Carnarvon? Okay, so I suppose that's fair. That tank used to have it, and it was very busted. Like, whenever I played, like, 2v2 and 3v3 tournaments in Tier 8, that's all I would play, was pretty much Carnarvon with reactive, but it was removed. I can see that now. Honestly, though, I don't think it's that bad. Carnarvon almost needs to run double repair, because that tank takes so much module damage. When I played 3v3s and 2v2s, I wouldn't even run Adrenaline. I would just run double Repair and Reactive. Because, well, for one, the tank has so much DPM already that Adrenaline's like not as important, although of course it would help. But two, the tank takes so much module damage, like even from like a small alpha gun, like another Carnarvon or something, like a Shark, you're getting ammo-wrecked almost every other hit, it feels like. And if you just get ammo-wrecked in a 2v2 or 3v3 and you can't repair it, you just lose. So it's very unfortunate, you know, to have to take a lot of module damage like that, but that's just kind of how it is with the tank. So double repair is important, so if you lose reactive, just put Adrenaline on and you're fine. But that's good to know, Wrath. I forgot about that, so thank you for reminding me. This looks like there are a few teams that are still scrimming tonight. DFM is scrimming right now, Nox SV are scrimming, and Gosu is scrimming. I didn't know Nox is planning on running a team this season. Cool. Keeping an eye out. I don't see the room. I was missing the room because Copenhagen was leading it. I was scrolling down expecting to see it near the bottom, but someone on my friends list is in the room, so I was confused. We're good. Ccrs is on the left, Prevail on the right. I think I had it set up that way. Yeah, I think so. Ccrs on the left, Prevail on the right. Bang. All right. So we are on for our last set of the day. This will be another best of 5. And a winner moves on to top 3. Losers eliminated. Only the first place team does get prizing, though. 2,500 gold per player to the winning team. So cool stuff. And yeah. This chatting thing sells Blitz Cup. Does it? Oh, the training room thing. You're right. I forgot to change that, actually. Oops. Let's do that right now. If I go to this, yeah, I still have Blitz Cup top 4, all of that sort of stuff. You're right. I completely forgot. Here, let me hide that. I completely forgot to change the header. So, I mean, I guess better late than never, yeah? Can I change it at this point? Why can't I change it? Oh, here we go. So, T8, Summer, Smash, Day 1. That's probably fine. Something like that. Yeah, completely forgot to change it, and then the turning icon. Forgot completely. Good catch. Unfortunately, it's the end of the stream, so that's just gonna stay, but oh well. No, you were 100% right. Alright, well, I fixed it. Turn this on. And we'll just go back to this. Came home from work, miss a lot. Welcome to the stream, Mermelin. Yeah, there's a community tournament going on right now, hosted by the SIGYN clan and Copenhagen specifically, the leader. But yeah, just a tier 8 7v7 tournament. It was an invitational. 8 teams were invited, and we're down to our last 4. Ccrs Prevail on the loser side, and on the winner side we have Kraken and EXE. 4 minutes till start time. We'll go early. Teams are ready. Cool beans. Our maps, by the way, for this set are going to be Mayan, Hellas, and Oasis. One thing I really like how Copenhagen's running this tournament is we're seeing no maps being repeated. Of course, in parallel, sets in parallel, like we've seen a couple sets where we go to watch one and then we move to the other. Those are run in the same maps, but in terms of like each round, completely different maps. Mayan, Hellas, and Oasis we haven't seen yet tonight. One thing that I really like about community-led tournaments as opposed to a tournament run by Wargaming. They have a really bad job of repeating maps, and I tell Tullian this every season, and unfortunately, even though it's been like a good year or two since I've first reported it, it's not something that they care to fix, so yeah. Anyway, it looks like teams are almost readied up. Just missing one person on Prevail. Is that the captain? I can't tell if it's the Prevail captain or not. Don't believe so. But we can wait. The set isn't supposed to start for another couple minutes anyway. So they're just taking their time to wait. So we're not going to show the training room until after the first game starts. Just because, you know, actually, no, it's probably time we can show the training room. We've got Ccrs and Prevail, two teams that we've seen a couple times tonight. They've had an alright run so far. They lost to Kraken and to EXE. But they're still alive. They're still able to continue. You know, it's a loser's run for them. It's a double elimination tournament, so you can do that. What a catch. Yeah, I just never changed the title. Oh well. It is what it is. Okay, all teams are ready. We're seeing interesting tank that we haven't seen yet tonight. Two of them actually for Prevail. They're running a Type 57. Decent tank. I think it's overrated. But we're also seeing a 121 GFT. Very, very good gun. That tank, very good gun. Also really good camo. And it's fast as well. Very good traverse and speed. Armor's kind of troll. Main problem with this tank is why you don't really see it anymore. Look at the hit points. It's got 1100. It's got 300 less than a Barras than a medium tank like this. 1100. You're like a 3-tap for the enemy team. They've got lots of 53 TPs, 252. Even for like a Shark, it's a 4-tap, right? That's insane. Incredibly low HP. Pretty sure it's the lowest in tier 8. Pretty sure it's the lowest in tier 8 by a significant margin too. So not very good. But if you're able to keep the tank alive, of course, put in a safe position where you're not taking early shots, then you're fine, honestly. And the tank's got a very good gun, one of the best in tier 8. Prevail going for an early position in the center here with 24 clad, but unfortunately he gets going to get deleted very heavily here by Cloaked Careful Lion King. Ccrs has a very good opening leads on him, but unfortunately they lose one singular fleet very early. Prevail going for a quick hard push into the A corner, and they will lose 24 clad in the center here. The question is, will he be able to keep the rest of the tanks healthy? 0 Point did take some damage. He only took 600, but he is on 500 left, right? This tank has taken 600 damage, and he still has like over 1200 left. He is fine, but HP matters a lot, and it looks like the low HP tanks for Prevail are getting punished hard. Lifty completely overextended, pushing in front of several heavy tanks. Not the smartest play for them. General Goss will look for the kill on Lion King here. You need to get the kill. Skid's going to take it, actually. Fair enough. Someone needs to get the kill. Goss missing a shot on the 252 point blank, but you need to be hitting those shots, getting those kills, absolutely. And Prevail, they're down right now, but they can still bring it back. If Skid gets the kill here, which he does, before it going down just briefly there. It's a 4v3, but the hit points are pretty close. However, Stirp is incredibly low. He'll probably get picked off momentarily. Down he goes, unfortunately. Goss does have a clip loaded, but only 2 shells left. He shouldn't get the kill here and Cloaked Careful. Now he's on a long reload. Ccrs will have no problems taking out Goss, and then it'll be Waterlogged Seabiscuit. Granted, this is a very good tank to have left alive in the end game. Lots of DPM, good alpha damage as well, and Biggie's actually going to have to burn the shot getting that kill. And Seabiscuit should be able to put in another shot there. Ooh, a little high roll would have been able to get the kill there, but this is going to be a tricky one to win. It's not undoable, though. He'll get the kill on Biggie. No, bounces it. Okay. Now it's probably cooked here. Yeah. Granted, even if he got that kill, he probably would have been dead either way, but, you know, this is a really good thing to have left alive in the endgame, but it was not enough. And there we go. Ccrs will take game number 1. Unfortunately, yeah, the durability of Prevail just was not enough. 120 GFT got taken out very quickly. Just doesn't have any HP. Lifty, unfortunately, did not do a very good job of surviving either. Just kind of pushed into several heavy tanks without much reason to do so. Wasn't really pressured or anything either. Just some misplays, I suppose, but you're going to see plenty of that. So, you know, might as well get used to it. But we'll move on to game number 2. Ccrs are up 1-0. This is a best of 5. So first team to 3 wins. Forward, goofy, silly moment. You know, not a big deal. Made aware of there being a tournament because you only just joined Y-Wing. Oh, nice. Well, I hope you enjoy your time in Y-Wing. They're a good clan family. But yeah, they just got added to this tournament, I think, a couple days ago, so unfortunately they were eliminated and I never got to watch them today, but you know, I'm sure they had fun, hopefully. And yes, Andy did give 10 subs earlier. She's very kind. Everyone who got a sub, make sure to thank her. I believe several people already have. She's very generous. Looks like both teams are already up for game 2 here on my end, so we'll get it started shortly. And we're not going to do all the map intros and stuff today. It's a little excessive. And would probably miss their opening of the games here because there's no countdown for me to, like, do all that. Because whenever they click ready, they just click ready, so no countdown for me to time it. This time, Prevail again running the Burrasque. Lifty got subbed out of it. Goss is running it now. It's pretty funny. They're like, oh, Lifty did not do a very good job last time, so we're going to put someone else in it. Doesn't really spot anything in the early game. Isn't really playing aggressive enough to use the center bush and spot. He would have gotten some good information from his team that way, but did not. This time, though, Ccrs bring in 2 tanks directly into B. Last game we saw Prevail bring 1 into B and was quickly deleted, but instead, this time we're seeing Prevail sending a tank across into A. They'll grab the base, but bled a few shots for it. Biggie's taken some damage in the B base, though. Prevail does have a good defense set up for it, and they have bled out Biggie quite a bit. Blood and Guts taking some damage, not really able to grab the base. Waterlogged Seabiscuit. We've seen this SMV. It's so good. Such a good position, able to cover the B base. Not really able to do a whole lot. Now, Prevail's going for a very quick early aggressive push into Cloaked Careful here. I don't know if they're going to be able to get this without taking way too much for it. It's a 4v3 for them, unfortunately. 0 Point is getting hit very hard, and Prevail are taking their attention away from Cloaked Careful to look the other way and try to save 0 Point. But Strip gets the kill. Saved by Grace will try to put another shot into low yellow. 0 Point could get that kill. That'd be huge, but not able to do so. Singular Flea should be able to pick off Stirp here. Does so. Very nice. So that's a 2-for-1 trade, not favoring Prevail, but Prevail's doing just fine in the center here. They pick Blood and Guts. They're going to have Biggie, Lion King shortly. Goss just needs to get himself into the fight, which he will. And Lifty needs to stay alive. There we go. First shot from Goss, second shot. Very nice. They get Lion King, and they're going to have Biggie as well. They do. Now it's a 4v2. Much better from Prevail this time around. Of course, the game's not over yet, but they have a nice advantage into the end game with, and not only do they have 2 extra tanks, but One of them is a Barask. Having mobility left in the endgame, so useful. You can completely control the engagement. Granted, I actually just noticed that I didn't see. Ccrs actually has one alive as well, but he's got a lot of HP to chew through here. He's going to find the T-77 on the reload. Put one of the 2 shells into him. That tank does have very troll armor. Can be deceivingly difficult to pen. But they will all go on the reloads now. Prevail, though, they have 2 bases, and Ccrs, not going to be very easy for them to stop it. Goss is just going to try to flank around Froggington. Flea's just doing what he can to get in here, but he's facing a hull-down, waterlogged Seabiscuit. The armor on this tank is incredible. The DPM potential on this tank is incredible. Flea will kill Lifty there, so well played, but unfortunately, that's going to be game here. And Prevail will equalize. Well played. Used to be DP Monster. Which tank are you talking about, Wrath? If it's the Carnarvon, it still is. Absolutely still is. Unfortunately, there is 4 minutes of delay, so if I read you sending a message, it was in response to something I said 4 minutes ago, so it's kind of hard for me to string along those conversations. So I apologize. Yeah, GG there for Prevail. They will take game number 2, equalizing. Seems both times that a team tried to put tanks into B, it did not work out too well for them. But we'll move on to game 3. Hellas will be the map for the next 2 games. See if a team will sweep it, or if we're going to see this map go 1-1 as well and force a tiebreaker, which would be the 5th one we've seen tonight. Whoever did the seeding for this tournament did a really good job. Wink, wink. But we will wait. Teams are readying up. It's going to take a little bit more time here when, you know, the map switches up. And we're seeing something very interesting from Prevail. A very interesting British tank. A British tier 8 tank destroyer, perhaps. The AT-15, highest DPM in tier 8 by a lot. Maybe not by them. I mean, it is by a good amount. Because the next highest is the YAG-88, if I remember correctly, right? I guess I'm not 100%. I haven't studied up on my tier 8 tank destroyers. I just know the AT-15 shreds, man. I just know that tank shreds. It has nothing else going for it. It's slow. It's immobile, and it's slow. It has some armor. Not the most, though. It's very easy to take advantage of it, especially because it's slow. But that is a thing, I suppose. Looks like FeistyB wants to be sat for somebody. For Froggington, perhaps? I don't know. Yeah, frog for Feisty's. Go careful, says. Oh, he's being put in anyway. I don't know. Here we go. Oh, they wanted Feisty in. I see. But here we are, guys. Hellas. Excited. Try not to fail too hard in random matches. Representing them. Hey, man. Give it your best. Give it your best. But they're a good family. I think as long as you represent them well in terms of, you know, behavior, I think that's what they're really looking for, right? I don't think they're expecting any pros in Y-Wing. Anyway, early opening shot here from lifting to low yellow. He takes a bigger one, though. That's tough. Nice opening shot there. Not always easy to hit those. Sometimes it can be a little bit RNG dependent. You're on the move in a tank with the accuracy of that. And Prevail will counter by grabbing A, but they didn't double it, so it's going to take them some time. Kled almost got reset by Cloaked Careful and again by Blood and Guts, but neither of them hit their shots. So Prevail grabbed the base. They did bleed a little bit more for it, though. Lifty in particular. But they're backing out now, and they are mostly set up towards the seaside. They've got a Sheriff and a Barask covering that. Goss looking to sneak something into Cloak Careful there. He'll have a shot. Great shot. Ooh, a max roll. Interesting. Rolling 400. And that wasn't even like a crew skill max roll either. That was just like a lucky max roll. 400 damage. Crazy. Ccrs, though, they are counter pushing directly into Lifty here, and he is struggling. He's taking a lot of damage. You can see his cupola actually got penned twice. His roof got penned. And again, getting penned very trickily here. Lifty not having a great time. One thing the Action 10 does not do very well, and it does a lot of things well, but trading, not one of them. You've got the lowest alpha damage and tier 8 other than the AMX Defender. 190 is incredibly low. And unfortunately, he gets split up pretty heavily, but overextension from Blood and Guts, trying to see if he can sneak that kill into Lifty. Didn't work. Goss and Careful get traded over on the other side of the map. But right now, the main fight is here. Prevail trying to hold on. They do have the tank advantage. They just need to keep Lifty alive, which he's not really in too much danger right now. We'll see how King and Flea are able to pressure that, but at the moment, Prevail's counter push into low YOLO is looking quite good. He gets picked off, no problem. Feisty Boo will put another shot into 0 point, but he gets a nice average roll for that kill, and it's a 6v3. Looking tougher for Ccrs by the minute here. They're going to get ganged up on. Biggie there in the center. Not going to have a very fun time here. It's going to be a Biggie hole in the tank there. He goes down 6v2. Prevail held on nicely. Good counter push as well. Even though Lifty had a tough time there, Ccrs just overextended a little bit. It started off with old Blood and Guts, and then it just kind of waterfalled from there. Ccrs did pick up a kill there, so it's only a 5v2, but shout out to the AT-15, by the way. Tank is still alive, absolutely pumping damage into Ccrs. It didn't actually pay attention to the tank too much. I don't know how much it did, but it was never shot at. So maybe it just never got itself to the fight in time. Who knows? But Prevail take the game either way. 2-1. And how much did the AT do? I didn't pay attention. 22-20. That's not bad. Third on the team. It's respectable. Ccrs were not able to focus fire it, unfortunately. And there we go. Prevail is one game away from surviving, guaranteeing themselves at least third place. Of course, they're still going to have to fight tomorrow if they want to win, but it's doable. It's doable. Ccrs, they need to win the next two if they want to move on. So we'll see if they are able. But in terms of tank lineups, Prevail's keeping the AT. I respect that. I'll try to pay a little bit more attention to the tank this time around. Ccrs with a double Barask. We've seen that played several times today. Not a whole lot in the more recent sets, but it's making a comeback now. Both teams with a Tornvagen as well. I understand the tank pick. This is a nice map for hull down tanks, and that's got one of the best turrets in tier 8. Two of them actually for Prevail. Fair enough. Like Ccrs is still making some subs. Oh, Blood and Guts left the room somehow. Old Blood for Frog. So Frog is now in. AT-15, how many shots are we going to see the cupola? I guess none. Tank ended up on full health. I wasn't watching the tank, unfortunately, but it got touched. Or it did the touching, I should say. My voice is starting to run dry, so hopefully this set doesn't kill me. Double and mill for Prevail. They've got some clip potential here, as well as that DPM with the AT. I do want to see where this tank goes. Looks like hard AB for Prevail. They have an FE301 light tank. That'll be Lifty. Apex member, by the way, who moved over to Prevail for the tournament. But both teams are starting out pretty slow. Flea will go for a quick C grab. However, it looks like it's a double B grab for Prevail that will give them the cap lead. Lifty just completely abandoning this side, realizing, okay, didn't spot the tank and C quickly enough. I don't know if it's worth risking it. Playing pretty smart there. Now, CCRS, they're very passive on the AB side. They're actually going to be giving that second base right up, potentially. No, they actually have Feisty Boo there to cover. Fair enough. And, I mean, it's not going to be easy for Prevail to take it unless Goss crosses. Which is exactly what he does. And Feisty Boo missing that shot. However, someone else hit Goss. Who did that? It was Lion King. So maybe a little bit of a crossfire from the CCRS team is enough to cover the B base. I will say, like, Prevail already had the cap lead, so it wouldn't have been that big of a deal if they got reset, but now they've committed General Goss. He's pretty stuck there. Not going to be able to make much of a move, and also not going to be able to use his gun very much either, because the second he peeks, Feisty Boo, Lion King are looking right at him. And so even though the caps are pretty close right now, you know, they're within a little bit of each other. Uh-oh, no, never mind. Let's forget what I'm saying there. Goss got touched, but look at Lifty. Lifty getting absolutely chased down by double Baraska there. He's not having a good time. He managed to get himself out, but now this is an easy counter push from CCRS here. That's just a free kill. Prevail not going to be able to cover General Goss well enough there. Feisty Boo is taking some damage, but Grace not really looking. Oh, someone did, though. HE shots maybe from Clyde Hames and someone else. I don't know who else put that shot in, but they actually do trade Feisty Boo for Goss. So that was probably the best outcome that Prevail could have hoped for, was that CCRS just completely traded a tank out for their tank who was already in a bad position. Cloaked Careful and his brass got hit pretty hard by Zero Point and Lifty, who have been able to recoup themselves, and in comes Waterlogged Seabiscuit, saved by Grace, cross-mapping Cloak Careful, great kill shot there, but in comes the AT-15, and that's just going to shred Low YOLO. He's going to need to hit this shot. Lion King's going to need to hit this too. They'll get the kill though. If he does, no, he misses the shot, and now the AT's gun should be able to sing, puts in another shot. Stirp misses his though. That would have been a kill, and Seabiscuit actually gets picked off by Biggie, who's lurking in the side there. Lion King gets 24 Clyde. It's a close game, 5v4 right now. Lifty's running away from Singular Flea. He's a one clip. Stirp picks off one Low YOLO there. Lifty, no, sorry, 0 Point actually does get the kill on Flea, who tried to risk it for the kill on Lifty. Frogington's not going to be able to pick him off. So it's a 4v3 advantage for Prevail. They still have the cap lead as well. And now they've got General Frogington doubled down here. CCRS's tanks are not supporting each other very well. Frogington completely isolated. Whereas looking at, you know, the minimap here, CCRS has 3-on-1. Sorry, Prevail had a 3-on-1 there with all three of these tanks right here. The rest of CCRS are not well unified. Lion King not able to get the kill on Stirp, needs to back up. Will Stirp be able to get this kill in time? Needs to hit the shot. The gun's not very accurate. He does hit it though and didn't roll high enough for the kill. Lifty might try to sneak the kill on Lion King. Lion King's not driving forward enough and he'll get picked by Lifty. Not committing there, and Biggie goes down as well, so Prevail will end up taking it 3-1 over CCRS. They will move on to top 3. CCRS had a great fight, great day today. Unfortunately, it was not enough, though. They dropped in 4th place. Unfortunately, no prizing to anybody except top 1, so they'll walk away with nothing. But, of course, they should keep their heads high. They had a great run today through the loser's side. Won several sets, and overall, it was an enjoyable match. Someone's giving fist bumps to the Prevail team. And congrats to them for winning it. But, of course, all teams involved, I'm sure they had a fun time today. GG's. Now that, I think, is the end for today. I will confirm this. GG's. But yeah, I think we're good for today. I believe. Everyone's leaving this room, so I guess we can go ahead and do that. But I think that might be it for today. Yes, I'm getting a thumbs up, so I believe so. Yep. So yeah, that was day 1 of the Tier 8 Summer Smash, hosted by the SIGYN clan and family, and I guess others who are helping out as refs. I should give a shout out to the refs. Unfortunately, I can't see all of their names because when I stream on OBS, it puts on streamer mode and then it hides nicknames, so I can't really read everybody's name. But we've got Crazy Shoto, Technoman, yeah, someone whose name I can't see, Fueler, I Hate You, Aloni, Copenhagen. The last one, I think his name was like Crowd or something. I can't really read it because it's in streamer mode, but oh well. So shout out to the refs who are running it today. And yeah, that's about it. I think we're going to go ahead and call it here. We've been live for 3 hours and 20 seconds as of right now. We just passed the 3-hour mark. So yeah, I will catch y'all tomorrow. Won't be as long of a stream, but we will be watching some longer sets. So the first 2 sets that we watch tomorrow, upper bracket finals and lower bracket finals, are each going to be best of 7. And then grands will be a best of 9. So some really nice long sets to conclude the tournament. I'm excited. Hopefully they are as competitive tomorrow as they were today. No sweeps on stream. And 4 out of the 6 games, or 4 of the 6 matches were tiebreakers. So really good stuff today. I am excited. And yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. So if there is a raid, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to do a raid. If someone is live, then we'll start it right now, I suppose. But other than that, I guess that was it for today. We'll catch you up tomorrow, hopefully, for the conclusion of the Tier 8 Summer Smash. And yeah, that's about it. So, as always, stay safe. Happy tanking.